welcome to the Glorious Bards. This is adventure number 2 on our live Twitch stream. Glad to have you here, and we are excited to continue our adventures. And to start with, let's have a recap of our previous session.
All right, so in the last adventure, we had our heroes racing down rapids to rescue a kid who was being followed by a bunch of orcs. While we were there approaching a waterfall and just being battered and burned with the chase, by the way, was the kid that we were chasing Chase. We were on our way to get him home, and out of the trees, we were assaulted by Jix, who was attempting to save the day, of course, by throwing fire on us in our wooden boats. Zanner had that perfectly covered, I just might add. With Jix now as a part of the party, we were able to get Chase home, and we started traveling to Tabernary, but we ended up meeting with Sir Brenros, of all people, on the way. Sir Brenros was there with a caravan and helping protect some people while they all travel together, but he actually has a separate mission. Sir Brenros was hunting a thief that stole 5 chalices from his queen. And he heard the caravan was recently stolen from by the same person, so he was staying to protect them, as well as find more information for the thief that he was looking for. Everyone was going to Tabernary, which is where he understood the thief was going, but on our way there, a poor young child named Tilbrin was originally sent ahead to get some food from Tabernary and has come back missing. The big description we got from him was he looks like an orange on a toothpick. Giant head of red hair, little pasty white child. The next morning on our way into Tabernary, Sildren spotted some feral Kryn that attacked us and the entire caravan. We dispatched them quickly and made some great work of them. And then Brenros and Iggy pretended to be horses and hauled a wagon for half a day to get us into Tabernary, and totally owned it. Superheroes in that one. When we got to Tabernary, we found that the walls were blocked off, and there were new guards wearing hammer and sun symbols. Zanner was super diplomatic, getting everybody in. Sir Brenros was not, and had to fight through, not actually fight, but like argue his way through before making it in. From the Brothers of Renarin. Renarin? I wrote it down.
Renarian Brotherhood.
Thank you, the Renarian Brotherhood. That's what I was trying to say. From Mirskan. We found out that they had the authority of the Senate to be there, and they had been ousting out pretty much anyone who had connection with the mayor, who was no longer a part of Tabernary. Which meant that for our party, anyone that we had a contact with was basically gone, and we couldn't get a hold of. The one person that we really wanted to get some information from, for the sake of Sir Brenros and for the sake of understanding what's happening with this brotherhood, was Captain Vanali. So we went through town, did what we could to find out about Captain Vanali, even went to Peg's place, who had very little information, but Peg was able to tell us that Vanali might have been working in the mines. There was a giant mines that more and more citizens of Tabernary have now been sent into, based on whatever type of crimes or misdemeanors that they go through. This is where they work now. And Vanali, not a prisoner of the mines, but is a guard of the mines now, and from what we could tell, no longer a captain. And that is where we let off. So, let the adventure begin!
Beneath the town of Tabernary, our 6 heroes descend down a wide elevator shaft into a dark mine. Chains ratchet the lift down as Sildren the Druid clings tightly to his staff.
You all right, Sildren? You don't look so good.
Air's heavy. I'm on a rickety elevator, and I'm lowering deeper beneath the earth. It's a bit unsettling for me.
I know what you mean. I get the same pit in my stomach when I'm in the woods and having some of that fresh air you're always talking about. Ugh.
The lift drops down into an open chamber with several tunnels branching off in different directions. It comes to a jarring halt next to mining tracks and a cart filled with ore. 2 prisoners shackled together with chains that give off faint light are watched over by a guard. Unlike the imposing religious brotherhood walking the streets, this guard looks like a local who nods at the heroes and doesn't bat an eye at the 6 of you with weapons. Sir Brenros, the old knight, steps off the lift first.
I had no idea Tavernry had a mine like this beneath it. Looks like it's from another era. Remind me again why we're in this dirty place. I've stolen chalices from my homeland to recover somewhere up in town.
We're looking for the former guard leader, Captain Finale. She's one of the few friends we have in town, and she might be able to tell us what's going on around Tavernry.
A lot's changed in this town since I was last here, and we should find some things out, like how it's changed, because, change is really bad.
What are you talking about? You're the wildest goblin I know, throwing wrenches into every plan we make, changing everything at the last second.
Hey, but I don't ever change.
The group approaches the lone guard, and Zanner the sorcerer takes the lead, frantically explaining their plan to the bored man.
Hey, I'm Zanner, and we're brave adventurers who travel the land and right wrongs and slay terrifying monsters. And we just got back to Tavernry after being gone for 3 months. No, 4 months. And we'll see there's all new people there in charge with a new temple and new hammers that call themselves the Brotherhood. But what you're probably seeing that they call the patrol streets. And at the time, they don't seem particularly nice. And we have a friend named Sir Brenner who's on a job finding missing chalices. But well, not really more of a job. It's more of a mission. Well, not really a mission. It's more of a quest. I think quest is more fitting for knights because they have been known to go on all sorts of quests.
Okay. We're looking for a former leader of the guard. We're looking for Captain Finale.
That's what I said.
The guard points down a crude tunnel, and Idrisyl leads the group onwards.
Someday someone will have to explain to me how Zanner is the diplomat of our group.
Because I'm adorable!
The heroes head down the tunnel and run into another group of prisoners bound in glowing chains. Amongst them is Finale, former captain of the town guard, handing out water to the prisoners. Upon seeing the heroes inexplicably emerge from the darkness in this very mine beneath the town, she drops the cup in her hands in a loud clatter. While I live and breathe, it's you! Why are you here? Idrisyl the ranger extends a hand.
Believe me, Finale, we're just as surprised to be here. It's good to see you, Captain.
It's just Finale for now. I've got new bosses in town, those religious nuts up there.
So, in 4 months' time, you've gone from leading the town guard and watching prisoners in this dirty city mine. That's a pretty big change for you.
Change is bad.
This brotherhood tossed out pretty much everyone connected to the old mayor. I was lucky to end up here with some coins coming my way and left alone for the most part. The brotherhood doesn't like coming down here, and that's fine by me.
We're not here to judge. We just want to find out what's going on in town.
Jix notices one of the prisoners is a young man with bright red hair.
Hey, it's that guy we're looking for.
No one pays the goblin any attention. Finale greets everyone in turn. So what exactly are you doing here in town? Let me guess. You're on some mission that will probably get you into a lot of trouble.
That's pretty accurate.
Hey, everyone. It's the kid with the red hair.
It's good to see you once more, Finale. I am on a mission.
A quest!
Oh. Do locate some mission items. 5 chalices belonging to my kingdom were stolen and I believe brought here to Tavernry. But on arriving, we found this brotherhood has taken over the town, and to be perfectly honest, I'm not quite sure what to make of it.
They came in a few months back with written documents from Mirskan saying that the old mayor was gone and this Renarian brotherhood was in charge. Everything was legitimate and signed by the Navarran Senate. It was quite a bit of upheaval. Lots of folks were worried, but then things settled down. Criminals were locked away or kicked out. There was kind of this sense of order after the first month. Hell, they even did a better job than my corrupt guards ever did, to be honest. But then last month, things started ramping up. They tightened control over who comes and who goes. People are getting tossed down into this mine for the tiniest offense.
Red hair? The kid the travelers told us to bring back? Right there!
So the Brotherhood is evil?
No, not evil. I'd say righteous and inflexible, and with the backing of the Senate, and that makes them dangerous.
I am a man who follows the law, but not when that law is unjust and enforced with an iron fist. I'm not too fond of this Brotherhood. Perhaps I should have a word with them.
Be cautious, Sir Brenros. These brothers are not to be toyed with. They have little patience, and I've even seen a pair of them wipe out an entire band of mercenaries who refuse to leave town.
The kid's right here! Let's rescue this kid and get out of here!
Well, Vinali, perhaps we should stay focused on my chalice mission.
Quest!
Let's not be too quick to leave Tavernry in the hands of this Brotherhood. We didn't defend this town in the past only to leave it in the hands of religious zealots. Perhaps we should look into things.
If you do, then you'll either end up dead or I'll be out of a job. But I have a feeling neither of them will stop you. Look, if you do start to push things, I'm out. I can't risk it. I help out better down here than getting killed up there. There are many here among us who are frustrated by the Brotherhood, and I know someone in town who doesn't have any kind words for them. She might lend a hand. Iggy looks behind Vinali and sees one of the prisoners is a young man with bright red hair.
Hey, look! It's the kid the travelers asked us to bring back. I found him.
Well spotted, Iggy. Well done.
God damn it!
Hey! Can I go talk to him?
Nothing stopping you, go for it.
So Zanner's gonna run up. It's like, you're Tilbrin, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm Tilbrin. Who are you?
I'm Zanner. We're the defenders of the realm. We've been looking for you.
Oh, I'm busy mining. I'm doing exactly what you told me.
Oh no, not from that, you silly goose. You really do have a big red head. No, we're looking for you because we're supposed to bring you home.
Bring me home?
The travelers that you came with in the caravan.
Jix runs up to him.
Come on, let's just get the hell out of here and let's get you back home.
You get up to and I don't understand. The traveler sent you? Oh, look, it's Sir Brenros right there, and he sees Sir Brenros in the back.
Oh, yes. Zeril is looking for you. We're taking you back to Zeril.
Yes, I got caught up by some of these weird guys with the hammers, and they tossed me here just because I got in their way. And yeah, but I can't get out. And he shows these magical white lights that are chains with lights that are wrapped around him. Vinali comes up to you, Idrisyl, and says, "You know this one right here?"
Vinali, we've been looking for this young man as a favor to one of Sir Brenros's friends, and it appears that we need a bit of a fix here, if you can help us.
I wish I could. I can certainly look the other way, but I can't release him physically from those chains. That's beyond my capabilities.
Magic to hold these people?
They're very controlling, these brothers. They have a system in place, and there's a one brother in particular here in this mine who manages their manacles, and he's a bit of an odd one, and they're all a bit of odd ones. So again, I would help you guys, but I could even cover for you. I could say he's busy elsewhere, or maybe he fell down a shaft and he's gone. But
and she's the only guard here, right?
Correct.
Sildren will walk up to Tilbrin, take a hold of the chains, and cast Dispel Magic.
Okay.
Ooh.
Make an arcana roll. Arcana. I always get the names mixed up. Arcana. Make an Arcana roll, please.
Make a good one.
19.
19. Sildren kneels down. He puts his hands on these chains, and his chains are bound to other people's chains, to other people's chains. It's a big, weird, knotted mess.
Chain gang.
Chain gang, some might say. And you put your hands on them. Your hands glow. You start to pull some of that white, glowy energy into your hands, and you finally have it, and you release, and the magic white light disperses into the air and then recoalesces and snaps back around the chains, and you are unable to break the spell.
He's not free.
Yeah, that didn't work.
Time to do.
Nope, it's done. It did not work.
Well, what do you mean?
Plan B.
Anali,
He looks nervous.
Who's the guard that's in charge of the chains?
Well, these brothers, they tend to come in pairs, but apparently they sent one of them down here to the mine. He seems to be very, I would say possibly shunned maybe by them. He's not particularly happy these days, and he comes up and he shackles them with his magic and unshackles them as necessary, and other than that, I don't see him.
Jix pulls out his sickle.
How bad would it be if this guard disappeared?
This brother?
Yeah.
I would, again, caution you. They're quite dangerous. And also, if you mess with one, you will have the entire town upon you.
What's his name, though, and where do you think he might be?
His name is, she raises an eyebrow.
Hypothetically.
His name is Brother Arid. He's just down 2 more floors if you take the lift down.
Idrisyl puts a hand on her shoulder. Just one man's magic for all of these prisoners? Surely there has to be some kind of greater spell work at hand here.
It's what they do. They are all about control and light, and this is their forte, is from what I've seen. I can tell you he is very disgruntled compared to the rest of the brothers I've run into, and I have not seen anyone else come down to see him in the 2 months I've been working here.
I'm sure we'll be able to reason with him.
Well, good. Don't mention me, if you please. And don't mention and don't mention Tilbrin either. I'm sure that the rest of these brothers know who he is and what he looks like. He just got tossed in here. Even if you are able to get his binds undone, you're going to have a hell of a time getting him through town.
Are there any other exits to the mine?
Straight up, there's possibly one down, I heard, but no one goes down there.
Jix pulls a block of wood out of his pack.
Says, "Here, children, bite down on this, buddy.
What?
Just hold on.
Wait.
We only need to cut one of the hands off to get him out of the binds."
Whoa, no!
No, Jix, you don't need to cut his hand. It's not a thing. We don't have to do that.
Those are my assistant cobbler hands.
Cobbler, huh? What kind?
Boots, shoes, leather. It's a 2-handed job. You're not cutting my hands off.
I'll eat it. Sounds good to me.
No.
You do stilettos?
I'll tell my dad. Sir Brenrose, you can't let this happen.
What? No, I can't.
He turns around and folds his arm and does this.
I don't hear it. I don't hear it. There must be another way.
Let's talk to this brother.
And then how are we going to get him out afterwards?
One step at a time.
So we're on level 3, right? And you said he's 2 levels down, or he's on level 2?
He's 2 more levels down. It's
So is this sub-level 3? We'll go to sub-level 5?
I parked in P1. How do I get to the food court if it's in...
I don't think they're labeled or ADA accessible right now.
It's just like a 3 etched into the wall, right?
In Braille.
Zanner does want to kind of like learn some stuff about the magic? Is there anything that he can do to check it? Obviously, he doesn't need to detect magic. That's happening. But is there something he can learn about the particular type of magic or spell that it is?
You can spend 10 minutes with this spell to get a chance to make a roll.
Will you guys let me take some time and look at this? Because I might be able to figure some stuff out.
No, let's go find this Arid.
But
We're all just like,
how about you guys go and I'll stay here? It's got to take you at least 10 minutes to go down a couple floors and then come back, right?
I mean, honestly, Zanner, if we're going to try to convince this guard of anything, we might need your words.
It's because I'm adorable!
You're very adorable. Good job.
Yep.
Children, I'll be back.
You're not going anywhere.
So never mind. I will go with the group.
Okay, you guys are heading off back to the lift inside this mine, correct?
Yes.
Sure.
You head to the lift. Iggy goes over to it, grabs onto a lever, and pulls down, and these chains start cranking again. Chick, 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 chick. There's 4 big chains on each side of the lift. Sildren, again, you look very unsure. You're looking at these mechanisms. You're counting like the hit point damage you would take from some sort of fall. There's still plenty of smoke in the air from different lanterns that they have. They have, being a religion with light as one of their main focuses, they have not put a lot of effort here into this mine. You go down another level and it's just rock, rock, rock as you go down, and then you open up into another chamber. There are about a dozen guys in another wide chamber, and they're hammering away at the walls, and they're shoveling stuff into mine carts, and there's another guard or 2 here, but these are, again, just local everyday type guards, not Brotherhood people. You keep on going down, and just as you disappear, Jix is like waving to them as you go down. And I did remember a couple of Indiana Jones theme songs that you were mentioning last time, Christopher, because you said it's like the slave children from the Temple of Doom. All right.
Wait, that turned into Marble Madness for a second.
No, it was not Marble Madness. I could do Marble Madness any day. I'm the Eminem of Marble Madness. You descend down. And you come down further and further. The ratcheting keeps going, and as you descend, you come into another wide open area with, instead of branching tunnels, this is a much larger chamber. It's maybe 50 feet tall that you start to descend, but you only go down about half the way before you come to a stop. So you're kind of suspended a little bit, and you can look and you can see there are a couple platforms, a platform you're about to arrive on, and a couple metal walkways and another platform, and then some stairs leading off. So there was some sort of reason to come up here in the past, and the lift comes then to a stop. You've reached the bottom of as far as the lift will go, and it goes ka-choom. You can also see, as you arrive, kind of behind you, one of those awkward elevator moments when you're waiting for this door and then you turn and have to go look around the other way. You see there is this other platform, and there is a lone fellow there with a bedroll, some supplies. He's got a really small fire going there. He is still decked out in armor. He's looks like one of those Brotherhood, Renarian Brotherhood members. He's got one of those hammers, and he rises up as he sees you. And as he sees you, he motions with his hands, and he starts to light up the room with a couple different big spheres of yellow light between him and you and off to the sides. And so it's much brighter than the rest of the dungeon, and you kind of shield your eyes for a bit. And he mumbles to himself a bit while looking at you as though gathering himself a bit. And he says, I shall shine the light on all my sins. I will quell those who defy us. I shall shine the light on all my sins. I will quell those who defy us. Who are you? Take no step further.
Beep and I, friend.
Push Zanner out front.
Yeah, Sojan's going to use that trusty leg to scoot Zanner.
Hi! No need to be panicked. We're defenders of the realm. We're here because we found out that you are supposed to be the best magic user in all of Tavernry. Is that true?
You are a deceiver. Why are you here?
I apologize for making it sound like I'm deceiving you. I really did hear that you're very good at magic. In fact, that you run all of the spells of
Your flattery falls upon deaf ears.
Well, you're not that deaf, are you? You can hear me. The reason we're here is because we need your help. I need your help.
Careful with that hammer.
Yeah, Idrisyl like palms his bow at his back, ready to quick draw.
Okay.
Ready to quick draw. He doesn't draw it.
We're not here to attack you, friend. There was a young child who was put in these mines by accident. He did nothing wrong, and we're just trying to get him home to his...
There are no accidents here. Anyone here is a sinner. Lying is a sinner. Flattery is a sinner. Sin. Don't correct me on my language.
I didn't say anything. But
Jix wants to sneak by around this guy and into this den of sorts that he's in while this interchange is going on.
All right, make a stealth roll -4.
Okay.
He has this area lit up like crazy.
-4.
And you're exposed on these open platforms.
15.
15. You creep away off to the sides, and he says, "The light of the Renarin Brotherhood sees you!" And he casts out a bright light from his hammer that goes arcing out across the space through his globes of light and blasts at you, Zanner. You have pushed it too far. You've been
a reflex save?
No, you're being attacked with a 24 to hit.
Damn it. It hits.
That's a hit. He hits you for 16 points of fire and lawful damage. How's that for interesting? Lawful damage. Ooh. Boom! This bright light slams into Zanner, and Zanner, you are Jix, and Jix, you are pushed slightly off to the side, but you're still safely on this platform. And
what the hell was that?
Yeah, it just still
go ahead.
Looks back and forth at Iggy and Sildren, and Brenros obviously is just looking to any of their lead.
Kind of deserved that.
Yeah, Sildren just shrugs. He's like, it happens.
Let's not do any more of that, though, brother Aaron.
And Sildren will grab, Jesus, I can't remember anybody's names today. Frickin' Jix, and pull him back.
All right.
Whoa! He's a goblin. He does things like that, but that's not why we're here. You have some incredible spells, and I'm not telling you that because I'm trying to flatter you. Just letting you know, I'm intimidated. That's intimidating, and now you can prove yourself. You're very, very powerful. I am only here to ask you for a favor. We would like your help to let this innocent child go home. Can you and will you help us?
You talk too much.
Oh, sorry. Here's some gold. Now for 2 gold pieces.
You're far away, but you hold out the coins, and he says, "Bribery is a sin," and lashes out at Zanner and blasts at you with the same attack. Magic comes flying out from his hammer. Zanner
can Sir Brenros step in the way of such an attack?
You absolutely can.
Oh,
he has a 19 to hit.
Oh, that hits!
He blasts Zanner for 20 points of fire and lawful damage. Sir Brenros, you can step in and block how much with your retributive strike?
That is, I can block.
Please don't second guess. It's okay to do it.
Trying to get the information. Oh, why is it not here?
The lawful hurts.
I believe it is 12 points. I can dive in and say it.
I'm looking right now. It's 6 damage. It's up at the top. Cause Paladin. I'll change the name for you, maybe.
Oh, that would be great.
I'll capitalize it. Retributive strike. How's that? Up at the top of your character sheet now. 6 points of damage. So you block 6 points of that damage, and Zanner, you take the remaining 14. And you can't get a bonus strike. You're too far away, Sir Brenros, but you did block a bunch of that with your own shield.
While his shield is up, Idrisyl is going to use the cover of the shield to quick draw and shoot an arrow at this guy. Like at the side point of the shield.
God.
Idrisyl knocks an arrow, and combat is officially going to begin, and we're going to give Idrisyl a bonus to this initiative is what we're going to do, since you were the last one to go. And I'm loading up a map right now.
Well, this went swimmingly, didn't it?
Do something kind of part and parcel with the shield and everything that has just been engaged prior to combat.
What do you got?
So he lifts up the shield, he blocks some of the damage. I'm imagining it's some lightning craziness. And then he says, "The light will quell you," and the shield just becomes a warm heat, and Zanner is healed for 12 points of damage. Whew. As this just kind of radiates back on and behind me.
All right, you should see a map.
I do.
You should see a brother on the other side.
It is all that I see. There we go.
There are some bright white lights between him and you that are making it hard to see, giving him some cover. So, and you as well. I've been modifying his attack roll. So keep in mind, if you're shooting through those lights or even near those lights, you're going to be granting targets cover, and him and you getting it as well. So that's our situation. He sees arrows about ready to fly, but it's too late. I'm adding +5 to Idrisyl's initiative. And that gives Idrisyl #1 spot. Idrisyl, you're up first.
Okay, I need to resize this. Okay, my apologies. All right. With no bonus, that's a 21 to hit.
21, firing at him. Your arrow goes way wide and misses. You sinners will perish! You have 2 more actions left.
Was there a bonus to that, you said?
To your initiative roll, man.
Just your
just my initiative. My apologies. Okay, I'm going to shoot again. 22 to hit.
22. He blocks that with a. No, he doesn't have a shield. He parries it with his sword or with his hammer at the last second. Okay. You have 1 action left.
I am going to. Can I recall knowledge on him?
Sure can. You can make a religion roll. Make a religion roll.
Okay, let's make a religion roll. With a 3.
3. These guys are friendly. That's what you know.
I like this guy. I appreciate his guts.
Friendly.
I like light too.
Sildren, you're up.
Fantastic. So Yafane takes flight, and she will. Well, actually, the first thing I'm going to do is draw my bow and knock an arrow and fire, because it seems like things have degenerated here pretty quickly, which is going to be great for us, I think. But all right, so shooting the bow. That is a 17 to hit.
17, and I'm giving him a bonus because you're firing through the light, and that misses and doesn't come anywhere near him.
And Yafane swoops in and will attack him with her beak.
Okay, Yafane comes screeching in through the light like a dart and attacks away.
That's a lovely 18 to hit.
She pecks away, and he just completely ignores it entirely.
All right, that's it.
It is his turn. He lashes out with fiery lawful justice at the group who tried to shoot him. Idrisyl, he's going to blast at Idrisyl, so you can enjoy some of this. Here it comes.
Enjoy.
The attack name, by the way, is Flame of Justice.
Flame of Justice.
It's a 29 to hit the ranger.
Whoa.
That's through the light.
Jeez, man.
Through the light, would be 27 to hit. 27 to hit. Good catch.
Still hits.
He hits you for a total of 20 fire and law damage as you were just pounded by magic. Heavy magic.
Can Brenros step into that damage and prevent
It's a fresh round. You sure can.
All right.
So
That
you
is-
block 6 of that.
6 points will be blocked.
Nice job.
I'm
Nice.
splitting this between my shield and myself.
No, this is not a shield block. This is entirely different.
Oh,
This is retributive strike. You just block 6 damage. That damage goes away from your friend and does not apply to you at all.
Okay.
You're thinking shield block, which is different, only on you.
Okay.
All right, for his second action, he's going to share the love at Sir Brenros, who keeps blocking a lot of his stuff, and says,
I interject some statements while he's going.
"Go ahead."
Your judgment is flawed, and I step further into the room.
All right. We had children in the battle. He says, "My judgment is final," and gets a natural 20 on Sir Brenros. That is a critical hit.
Oh no!
And Sir Brenros is hit for 54 points of fire and lawful damage.
Wow.
I believe that is...
Did you say 54?
Yeah.
All right,
That
there's
is
a
my
record.
max total hit points. So
Holy
that's for,
cow.
Mr. Brenros there.
Take
Boom!
54.
Are you down?
No, he's
I
got
am-
2 left.
I am not down.
How dare you?
Is that all you got?
He's frying.
I'm
So-
unable to prevent any of that, really.
Correct, because you used your reaction for your friends. You didn't save it for yourself.
Yes.
So yeah, you said your justice is flawed. He said my justice is final. He delivers this blow, and what's your response, Brenros?
But Brenros
Has an orgasm? What the heck?
he likes the pain. He does not show this kind of cringing suffering. He takes it very much on the chin, but just holds his line. He gets taken down quite a bit, but he holds his ground. He's kind of knocked back and befuddled.
The brother, Arid, holds out an open hand to one of the spheres, and some of the light comes out from it and envelops Iggy. Iggy, make a fortitude saving throw, as you are possibly blinded by this light.
Blinded by the light.
I was just thinking that.
28.
You shield yourself, and you are totally fine. He is done, and it is Zanner's turn.
Zanner, freaking out, is gonna throw a flaming sphere right at his feet.
Go for it.
All right, flaming sphere.
I have a token for that, don't I?
I think you right.
I do. That's got to be a little bigger. That's a flaming sphere. Come on. There we go.
A sphere of flame.
What does that do?
He has a reflex save for it.
All right. This guy's pretty strong. Let's see. Let's see how reflexive he is. Ooh, let's see. He got a 19?
That is not 20.
Oh.
He does not dodge my flaming sphere, so he takes 12 points of flame damage and law.
Oh, he does. There's no law to your flaming sphere.
That's just what he screams when he's going, "La!"
That's what it feels like.
I will survive this cleansing fire. And you have one more action left, Zanner.
Xander puts up his shield as fast as possible.
Okay. Next up is Ignal Heavybringer.
Okay.
I want to sudden charge this guy without drawing my axe, and I'm going to try and grapple him.
All right. 25. Yeah, you can get there in time. You charge across, dodging over the sphere, and you want to try and grapple this dude?
Uh-huh.
All right. I believe that's an athletics roll versus...
Sure is.
Oh my god! Oh no, that's a 1!
I'm gonna burn both my hero points and re-roll.
Already?
Actually,
Yeah, this is going bad quick.
Brenros interrupts again. Brenros will surrender 2 of his hero points so that Ignal can.
Oh,
play.
just do one. Just do one.
Yeah, you do one.
Just do one.
All right, just one. All right.
And again, anyone listening, this is our house rule where you have to spend 2 hero points to re-roll a critical failure.
Reroll is a 19.
A total of 19. And with grapple, I can't remember. What is this versus on him? Let me look it up.
Reflex?
Grapple, I think it's athletics versus reflex, right? You have to have a free hand.
Yep, he didn't have a weapon. It is versus his fortitude. His fortitude. Checking out his fortitude. And what did you roll one more time?
19.
19. Not even close. He swats you aside.
Oh.
Iggy, you're done. Sir Brenros.
With my last action, I will draw my axe.
You could do
sudden charge is 2.
Sudden charge is 2, but I think you have to do a strike at the end of that.
Oh, okay, no problem.
So you had to move, and grapple. Yeah.
Sir Brenros draws in close and raises his shield to try and fill his space.
Okay.
Try and get up right up on him, just make him just very uncomfortable with my presence.
So you want to move right up next to the guy?
Yes.
Okay, you can get around and on the other side and get some flanking going for you melee types over there. Done. You have 1. Nope, you drew, so you are done. And then last, but certainly not least, is Jix the Slow Goblin Alchemist.
Man, Jix is very tempted to run into the elevator and go down, but
there is no more down. You've landed as far deep as it will go.
I see. Okay, all right then. Jix won't do that. Jix is going to throw. He's gonna quick draw and do some bottled lightning. Where's my thing? So
throw it! He's on fire!
Yeah, 15. That's a miss, I'm sure.
That is a miss.
Okay. Well, shit, that doesn't work. So Jix wants to try and run around with its next 2 moves and flank. He's going to run up behind Brenros if he can.
Bump a dump, you sure can. That's the end of your turn.
And Zanner, don't forget you were healed 12 points.
Oh, I will remember that. Thank you.
Back up at the top is Idrisyl. Idrisyl, you're still on the, we'll call it platform A with the lift, and then there's 2 metal walkways that I actually took from the sci-fi map pack from season 2, and that connects to platform B. You're on the lift.
It looked familiar.
So you can do whatever you want, including there's a lever that you can pull, and you and half the party can totally get to safety if you want.
Yeah, Idrisyl just looks to his right and sees Sildren just probably just doing this again because I shot first. I shot the sheriff. And I'm gonna go ahead and shoot the deputy. I'm gonna strike at this guy again, real quick.
You use the entire lyric. Damn it!
Yeah, I got to. I'm just gonna let's hunt prey on him first.
All right.
So I can use my hunted shot and use a flurry attack and get 2 quick ones. With a natural 1.
Oh.
To shoot first.
Okay. You fire an arrow and you hear a squawk as Yathane is hit for, let's say, 1d10 points of damage. Roll a 1d10. You accidentally hit Sildren's animal companion. Pretty nice damage of 7.
7 points of damage. The only time I've ever rolled 7.
What the bloody
A very mobile black neck that slowly pans behind it and looks at you.
It's a good shot, though, right?
I guess so. Second shot. Ugh, with an 11.
Oh my
not doing
God.
anything today.
No, and you're just firing through this light, and it's not doing you any favors.
Yeah, I'm gonna use my last action to raise my shield. My
Your magic shield. All right. Done.
The light appears.
Sildren.
So Sildren will
I duck down like Captain America, just as small as I can make myself.
After glaring at Idrisyl for a moment, I will.
I'm in the corner, like
Yeah. There's a Sildren will cast heal on Brenrose, so the smell of a spring breeze pops up. I'm going to cast a level 2 heal, and that will be a total of 8 plus 16, 24 points healed.
Wow.
On Sir Brenrose?
On Sir Brenrose.
Keep in mind, Sir Brenrose had just 2 hit points left when he charged into this guy.
Yeah, I know. So that's 2 actions, and then I can still use my bow as a 3rd action. Yep.
Correct. You have it out.
All right. So I will shoot with my bow.
Is that what you're gonna shoot with? The bow that you have
Yeah,
out?
the bow. Yeah, versus I don't know, something else.
Oh no!
Wow.
what is going on with the
Another
bows
one!
today?
He says to Idrisyl, watch this. And then he shoots with a natural
Bird
1.
gets hit again.
No.
Yathane is shot again in its backside. It takes 1d10 points of damage.
Oh no!
Only
Just
2.
2. Yathane, I'm sorry.
Poor Raven.
Wow.
And then Raven's Yathane squawks very angrily, turns, glares at me for a moment, and then attacks this person.
All right.
Oh, Jesus, poor Yathane.
Attacks Sildren.
Yeah,
This back and smacks in the face.
that's a 26.
26. Yathane, pissed off, screeches and pecks and takes all of, it's a her, right? All of her?
Yeah, Yathane is a her, yes.
Takes all of her frustration out and clawing at the brother, and he tries to fend her off and swats her back and takes no damage.
What?
Was that a miss or
That's
just
a-
doesn't take damage?
That was a miss.
Yeah, we're fucked.
Wait, 26 was a miss?
That is correct.
Oh.
He then turns to the group and says, "Animal abusers, you will pay for this!" Breaks out his big
He works
hammer
with Peter.
and he starts smacking around. He's going to
SPCA.
do a couple big hits. He smashes down on Iggy for 1, and that is a 21 to hit.
Nope.
Oh, he then spins around to come down on Sir Brenrose with a 22 to hit.
22 will hit.
Okay, smashes across Sir Brenrose for 21 points of fire and law damage. Flames and bright energy smash over your shield and you get hit hard. You need to start saving some of the reactions for shield block stuff. Or do you still have that?
I'm doing it now, actually.
Oh, okay. If you would let me talk, Tom.
Yes. 10, and then 10 will go to my shield.
So you're doing a shield block. What is your shield hardness?
Where'd he go?
My shield hardness is 10.
So with that, he uses his reaction for shield block. You get to block 10 of that damage, and then he splits the remaining, which is 11 points between
11
himself
points.
and the shield itself. So he only took 10 points of damage there? 5 points?
10 in total, yeah.
Oof. Well
That's
done.
pretty good. That's pretty good.
Tom,
Let's
did you take him out of the battle?
Yeah, I'm not
On
seeing him, man.
purpose?
Oh, sorry. He might have disappeared. There he is. He's back.
No!
And for his last action, he holds out a hand and he throws that hand motion towards Zanner way back at the lift. Zanner, make a fortitude saving throw as light from one of these yellow spheres surrounds you.
I don't want to. 19!
19, you are safe. You resist the effect and you get to go, Zanner.
Yay! So Xander's going to continue that fireball this time and put it right at his feet again. He hasn't moved, right? So I can just keep it right where it was?
He has not moved an inch.
I do it again!
So he has to make another reflex save?
Another reflex save as the flaming sphere reignites.
Oh, that only takes you 1 action to sustain it. He
Correct.
rolls a 30.
That's all right. So he dodges it that time. Fine.
Your fire means nothing.
In that case, try acid. And Zanner casts acid arrow
Good luck.
for 19.
19, it goes wobbling off and just does this little sad balloon that's just farting its way off in the distance. And it goes flying across this big cavern and just disappointedly stops.
Yeah, that's about right. That's right. Okay.
Iggy, your turn.
Man. I will draw Blanche, and I will strike him with it. With her. For a 19.
Boom, he parries that blow.
My God, we're gonna die.
Uh-huh.
We're all
I'll
gonna
strike.
die.
I'll strike again. With a 15.
Boom, he parries that blow.
My turn is over.
Demoralized.
Sir Brenros, what you got?
Sir Brenros is taunting him a little bit. I said your judgment is flawed. Your will may be strong. You have magic, but you attack for the wrong reasons, and pushes further into him, shield raised, and just constantly crowding him and pressing into him to try to obstruct his casting and swinging and all that kind of stuff.
Okay, you could make a grapple with that if you'd like.
All right.
Make an athletics roll.
1 athletics roll.
We'll treat that as a grapple.
Boom.
Good luck.
Yeah.
We're all counting on you.
Yeah, no pressure.
What'd you roll?
That was a 14, but I'm not happy with that. I'm going to spend a hero point here to re-roll that.
All right.
Get him, Sir Brenros.
You're just pushing in with the shield.
A 26.
26. We said this was versus his fortitude, correct?
Fortitude.
You push and you start to interfere, and he is able to push back with his hammer, and you are not able to distract him.
Oh,
You still have 2 more actions to go.
I think it's going to be actually attacking him then. So it will be swinging at him with the weapon.
Go for it. Your magic sword is out. There comes the swing.
26.
26, a big swing, and he barely ducks underneath that.
ah! Good
Last
try!
action is holding up and raising my shield.
Okay, so you have raised shield. Give yourself some armor. Next up is Jix. Jix, you're right in that whole melee section, right behind Sir Brenros, and Sir Brenros gets pushed back into you. You're pushing on Sir Brenros to force him back in.
Yeah, so with one hand, I'm kind of like holding my distance from Brenros, and one action, I pop out an elixir of life.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let's retcon one thing. Sir Brenros, your second attack?
Yes.
No, your second action was an attack. It missed. I did not include the flanking bonus you have. You actually connected.
Yes!
Okay.
You got a hit in, Sir Brenros.
All
Or he
right.
only has like 100 hit points, so.
So
Keep
roll
that
your
positive
weapon damage.
attitude. Here we go. Oh my.
Yeah.
18 points of damage.
18. Huge. Big
Yeah!
hit. Sheesh, blood appears across his armored side. You will pay for that, sinner.
So wasn't the grapple at 26 as well?
It was.
But that was against not as
Armor
defense.
class.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
And, yeah, I think it's armor class, and maybe flat-footed is armor class, and maybe reflex, but it's not fortitude for sure. Okay, so Jix, I'm sorry I interrupted you. Jix, we're back on you.
Okay, it's okay. Jix is first action he pulls out an elixir of life. Second action he takes it for 3d6. 1, 2, 3. There's a whopping 8 plus 6, 14 points of healing damage. Our healing. And then third action, Jix wants to recall knowledge on this guy.
Okay, make a religion roll.
All right, religion. It's gonna be. Oh yeah, this is gonna be awesome.
And where was that healing going?
Oh,
Number 4.
A natural 1 with my -1 makes a 0.
Jix, you are flat-footed for the whole next to this round as you were just going,
Oh,
no.
Jix, where was that healing going, by the way?
To me.
Okay. Make sure.
Yeah.
I want to make sure it gets to you. Okay.
All right. Did you heal yourself with that, Jix?
For 8 plus 14
in the
points,
game,
yeah.
in the system.
I'm about to, yeah.
Okay, and you have I think an action left still, Jix. I'll give you the last action.
I mean, if you want.
Let's see. No,
I think I took 3.
Yeah, you did. You pulled out the elixir, you drank the elixir, and then you stupefied yourself. All right, next up is Idrisyl. Idrisyl, you are still back at platform A on the lift. Your other friends are surrounding him. There's chaos. There's a little bit of blood and a whole lot of pain.
I'm looking at the situation, and I know that we can't leave because he's in charge for the most part. So if we leave, the town will be alerted to our presence, and that'll be bad. So it just
We could just leave Tavernry altogether, you and I.
I'm thinking about picking up Zanner and just go. It would take me. So are those 3 light fixtures? The room is just lit up with light. Would it be difficult for me to get there, or could I get there easily without him seeing?
They're not light fixtures, they're
distracted.
orbs of light.
They're orbs of light.
But they're like everywhere.
You could make a challenging stealth roll since he's surrounded by people.
I'm going to try to do that. I'm going to use 2 turns to get to him, and then I'm going to see if that works. Actually, would it be a stealth roll? Because I want to trip him, is what I'm intending to do.
All right, so you want to race over there and then trip him.
Yeah, move,
Okay.
and trip.
Yeah, then that's just
like slide in.
That's just a full bore race right over. So you go racing like crazy towards him. You come charging, and you're going to try a trip, which is one of the first times I think we've tried this.
I believe so.
Trip.
Skill? Or
It's an action. You attempt athletics versus his reflex, and he has been a little on the slow side to move out of waves. Well, kind of.
So I'm doing this with some stealth. Do I get any type of bonus? I'm trying to slide in, or
there was no stealth because the distance is too far. If you want to stealth, it would take you 2 turns to get there.
The light is blinding us, not him, because he's controlling it. Okay. All right. Athletics roll with a natural 20, baby.
Yeah.
Wow.
Whoa.
Consider yourself tripped, boy.
Whoa. All right. I will say you have not only tripped him, knocking him to the ground where he is, again, flat-footed and he is prone.
I'd like to quick draw my dagger. I don't have any more actions. So.
In addition to that, you, with that trip, because you need a hand free to do that, so I just assume you let go with one hand of your bow, you like do some judo thing, you trip him, he falls, and not only that, but you have drop down on top of him if you want and have him not only grabbed but fully restrained.
I'll do that. Yeah, I see all the action. I see Iggy swinging and missing. I see Brenrose try to push him over. He can't. I see Jix just thinking over there, looking the other way. I run in. I try to trip him, and I just have him pinned down like a referee. I've got him, and I grapple onto him.
You got he pinned down. He is struggling hard. He is like you've pinned down the Hulk right now. He is about to launch you through the air once he gets some energy going, and he's just shouting, "You will not keep me down!" But before he can react, Sildren, you get to go.
Yay!
Wow.
The person I need the most right now. Yay!
What the hell am I gonna do?
The elevator clanks back upwards.
Yeah, exactly.
Good luck, guys.
So the nice spring breeze appears, and I will heal Sir Brenrose again. This is my third and final level 2 spell, and he will be healed for 11 plus 16, so 27.
Wow.
And then
Sildren, your range is 30 feet on that heal, correct?
actually, it's 60 feet because I have the reach spell.
But that takes an action to
that's
do.
true.
So
but
if we just say you move in.
Yeah.
Good. Okay.
Ideally.
So that's one action to move in, and then you're casting the heal. Keep going.
Right. And then I guess I will try to recall knowledge as well.
Okay.
That is a religion roll, you said?
Yes.
$12.
God, you guys.
Wow.
You guys are just atheists up and down the line here today. Jesus.
We got rid of our clerics.
Right? Which would have been really helpful right now.
Who's got good religion?
Nobody, man.
Nobody.
Nope, that's not
Brenrose,
true.
maybe.
Sir
Zanner's
Brenrose.
like,
Sir Brenrose.
Arcana and Nicole, right?
And then Yathene's gonna
Unite.
land on his face and start attacking.
Good luck, Yathene.
He's flat-footed.
Ooh,
28?
These are
28 is a hit. He's on the ground.
Nice. Showing us up.
7 points of damage.
Does scrape away at his neck area, and he is struggling to get out. It is his turn. He's going to try and struggle to get out. How does he do this? We said he was not just grabbed, but fully restrained.
Dude, he's like in a jujitsu lock. God,
Yeah.
Did you get a gi? What's going on?
it's better than a dress.
All right, he cannot use any
Not as
actions
comfortable.
to attack. He cannot cast his spell from the light sources. He can't do anything at all except attempt to escape. So even if he escapes immediately, you've already burned actions for him. So that's really powerful with his capabilities.
We're just
So
like
he's
rolling and writhing on the ground. Just
I do not rise with another man. He is going to do an escape. Where is it at? There's escape. It is his unarmed attack modifier versus your athletics. Or he can do it. It's his athletics versus your athletics plus 10. So what's your athletics plus 10?
it would be roll that or what? Just what is it?
Just tell me. You're going to be the target of 17, and he is rolling his athletics to get out. And he gets a 23, and he is able to toss you off of him. That's one action. His second action, though, you also burn, is for him to stand up.
Okay.
And so you just wasted 2/3 of his potential. That's great in a big boss fight, if you will. And his third action is to bring some pain on the idiot that just befouled him. And he takes his hammer and brings it down. And he says in the most pious way he can, "It is hammer time!" And he smashes down with his flame of justice with a 37 to hit.
Good lord!
That's well
That's a
beyond
critical.
a critical.
That's a critical?
That's almost a double critical.
You are hit for 48 points of fire and law damage,
I
Idrisyl.
am knocked
Brenrose can step in.
unconscious.
Well,
and
you've
take 6.
you burned your reaction on your
own shield.
on your own.
How
It doesn't
does-
refresh.
The
Doesn't
round.
refresh till your turn again.
Oh, until my turn again?
Yeah.
Okay. The reaction is the raising the shield? I thought that was an action.
You are correct. You do have your reaction left. I'm
6 points.
correct.
So Brenrose sidesteps a bit and takes some of that blow off of the
So
damage.
6 points off of that.
So
42
only
points of
40. I'm still okay. I'm still. But yeah, I'm
Brenrose doesn't have spite, just
down. I say don't waste it. How about that?
All right, don't waste it. We'll say that's fine.
waste it.
Let that be a lesson to you. And he turns to face the next attacker, but Zanner still on the lift with the lights between you. What are you gonna do?
Ah! First, Zanner is noticing how just kind of super solid strong he is, but is his mind that strong? I cast fear!
Ooh.
He gets a will save.
To resist this fear. What is it?
Resist my fear.
What does this fear look like? What's happening?
So I am doing exactly what he is the most afraid of. I am getting rid of the lights.
Oh, the lights all start to dim?
Everything is dimming and darkening, and everything is starting to go black.
All right, I'll give you a bonus on that.
Only Zanner's fire remains.
I'll take away 2 off of his thing, because that's a great line. And he got a 17 to resist.
That is not.
He is fearful. What happens when he fails?
When he is on a failure, he is frightened 2.
Okay, so frightened, it means he's -2 off of, I believe it's -2, right? Frightened. Yeah, you take -2 to every single thing he does, and all of his saves, everything, his armor class, and then the next round it'll drop to -1, and then on the next round it'll be 0. That is a fantastic spell to land on him.
For my third action, I keep the ball of fire going, and I reignite.
Can you move it slightly? Because it's also on top of Idrisyl at this point.
I can, as long as it's within 30 feet of me.
The last thing I see is just a little.
I can adjust it and I can move it anywhere.
And you're actually kind of outside of that 30-foot range. Let's say you spend this last action to kind of correct for that.
But then I don't get to sustain it.
Oh yeah, it's just too far away. I never gave the exact distance, but you're about 50 feet, 60 feet away.
Ah, poo. Okay.
So it's gone?
It's got to be gone then. Yeah, if I can't sustain it.
I'm sorry about that. It was just too far to begin with.
I just wanted to cheat.
Ignal, you just saw the elf in your group, the ranger, just get hammered and drops unconscious, and then at the same time, the pious warrior here, the brother, just starts to cower. No, the light is failing. I have failed. No. And
he peed in his pants a little. I see he's scared.
I didn't say that.
I did. I'm going to attempt to demoralizing glare and attempt to frighten him more.
Oh, interesting. It won't stack. It'll take the highest, so don't do that.
Oh, okay. Well then, that's good.
He still glares.
Yeah, he just does the eyebrow instead.
Then I'll swing right into him.
Okay.
Just with a 29.
There you
29
go.
to hit. Connects.
And 15 points of damage.
Boom, you hit him. And he gets hit, and I'm failing, and he seems to be getting a little hurt. He's taking some pain. You see him stumbling a little bit.
I'm gonna try it again.
Multiple attacks are hard to do.
The 26.
And he's -2, right?
I'm showing a 24. Why do you?
Yeah, but he's
26?
flanked, right? He's flanked.
He
You get a
is
plus
flanked.
2.
Is a 26. And his armor class is dropped by 2 because of his frightened condition. You just barely hit.
Yeah!
Holy cow.
Only 5.
For a disappointing 5, but every bit helps.
God.
Every bit helps. Is that it?
I've won. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Sir Brenros.
The Brenros brings his weapon to his longsword up to the throat of this priest warrior. You can surrender now.
He looks you square in the eyes, but seems to be looking through you as though they're just glassed over, and says, "The darkness is everywhere. The darkness! I must fight against the darkness!"
He does not do the sword. He does instead a shield to try and knock him out.
Shield
bash?
Yeah, there you have a weapon for that, I think.
I think I do.
Don't you? Inventory. No, actions. Shield bash.
There you go.
Hold on, let me change your number. You are trained in it, so that should dramatically help.
Oh,
there you go.
All right. Shield bash. It's a 23 with adjustment. 25.
25 is
He's
a hit.
Yeah.
Wow. Zanner.
That'll be another 5 points of damage.
5 points. Bonk, you hit him. Bonk, you're tossing him off his feet, but he's still standing.
I've got
one action left.
I am raising my shield.
Okay. Jix.
Jix is plugging in his computer. There we go. Jix is,
I think I saw a guy kind of like this one time when I was there in Michigan. Yeah, no, not the same one. Hey, look, he's on the ground.
And Jix doesn't want to hurt anyone else except that guy, so he's gonna run over with his sickle and swipe at him. He's gonna go over to him and take 2 swipes with his sickle.
All right, boldly striking. Jix not known for his sickle work.
All right, so
Actually, kind of is.
He's done it
some
twice.
Vicious sickle work before.
Has he got some?
He has.
Yeah, the Swamp Witch fight, I think.
All right, so there's the first one, 13.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
All right.
get the shitty one out of the way.
Okay.
And then, but here is the second one, and that's a 20.
20, just whiffing left and right.
Don't move, everyone.
And another fantastic turn by Jix the Goblin. Idrisyl.
Idrisyl is still unconscious, so he just is taking a breather right now.
Yeah, and I was supposed to move your initiative after
Yes.
his. So let's do 22.9. He hit you. You go down after him. I can't quite remember the order of it. Well, let's have you make a dying roll regardless. So 10 plus your dying level of 1, you need to roll an 11 or higher just on a 20-sided die. No modifiers, just a raw 20-sided die.
Okay.
Ooh.
You said what was the total I had to roll?
Dying was
11.
1 plus 10.
By accident.
Had to get an 11.
There you go.
At 11.
21.
You got the 11. You are stable. You lose your dying condition. You are still unconscious, but you are no longer dying. That's a great initial roll. Sildren, you're up.
So is he no longer attacking? Is he?
No, he's still absolutely attacking.
Okay.
He's just super afraid of everything going dark.
Yeah, Sildren's still kind of glaring at Idrisyl.
My eyes just open and the first thing I look.
just an angry Sildren. I will.
Across the battlefield.
I'm gonna fire my bow.
All right.
And
Firing
Yathane.
through the light.
Yeah. Can I? Is that to my north? There is that a catwalk?
Yes,
Can I walk on the catwalk?
you sure can. You are no longer firing through the light.
Okay, fantastic.
You're firing through friends, but it's less cover.
That's all right. And then Yathane is going to do her assist move. So we'll see what happens here. But first, I need to hit. And I'm going to use a hero point because I rolled a 3.
Oh, God. Yes,
Try
please.
that again. And it's going to be a miss. It's 19 to hit.
Okay, that's a miss. The arrow goes wide.
And I think that's it because I needed to use an action to control the Raven Companion.
You moved and you shot. You have 1 action left.
but then I needed to use a third action to have Yathane do her assist.
Oh, the support thing?
Yeah. Now, because I missed, can she just do a regular attack?
No, I don't think so. Let me double check. This is, what was the ability called? Is it under Yathane?
Yeah.
Abilities,
it is
support, rake
work
eyes.
together.
Until your next turn, all your weapon strikes against a creature your bird threatens add persistent bleed damage. So no, that's Yathane's action. So yeah, you are done.
Okay.
Done.
Super.
Idrisyl, we already did your turn. I remember the order. It is the Renarian brother Arid. He is dealing still with the frightened condition and is going to deal with all of it until the end of his turn for now. He is going to attack blindly at, let's see, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people around. Let's roll a 6-sided die, and we'll start with Jix as 1. I rolled a 6. Of course I did. Rolling Jix. 1, 2, 3, and smashes at the bird, and it's more darkness, this black creature. And he strikes at Yathane, who's had a rough fight of it already, with a 27 to hit.
Oh, yeah, that'll hit.
Yathane is smashed for 18 points of fire and law. He then blindly, desperately attacks again at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Iggy, and I got to keep his frightened condition in mind. He attacks and gets a 33 to hit Iggy. No, correction. 28.
Oh, that's a hit.
Okay. He smashes Iggy for 26 points of huge fire and law. I will find you in this darkness. And he smashes, and for his third action, he's just going to do it again. He's on a roll. He will blindly attack position 4. 1, 2, 3. He smashes down on the unconscious elf on the ground.
No.
Renros step in and do his best to defend that.
Oh no. He rolls a 28. He rolls an 18, and you have 2 off of your armor class right now for being unconscious.
Yeah, that's a 19, so he does not do any
You have a
damage.
21 armor class normally?
Yeah.
Nice. He smashes and hits the
My
ground
shield
right
is
next to
raised,
your head.
too, technically, by the way.
Your magic shield?
It will. No, never mind. It was only
Yeah.
raised once per turn. Sorry.
Yeah, 1%. You're done. Great.
the
That's a
whole
huge
thing.
miss. Huge miss. And he then at the end of the round loses 1 level of frightened. He's down to frightened 1. Zanner.
Okay.
Huge miss.
Close enough now.
Make him pee again.
Did it work last time?
Yeah.
I mean, the worst possible thing would happen is if it could. Well, you know what? Let's do it. So yeah, Xander's gonna follow the call, and rather than throw the fire, he's gonna change up his aura. He's gonna bring the black shadow around his hands and just curse out and go, "Fear darkness," and cast fear again.
Casting fear a second time. The current effect hasn't worn off. It's half as powerful, but you want to charge it back up, right?
Let's see if I can charge it back up. Yeah.
All right. He's making a will saving throw -1 because he's already frightened. It's kind of an interesting combo. He rolls a 23 total.
Oh, that is a success. So he's frightened 1 again.
He's where he's at. You still have 1 action left.
I think
I am just as afraid as before.
I'm staying remotely afraid. I am close enough to cast everything else that I have. So you know what? Xander's going to move around the light. Just if he can go up and around the catwalk over there. Not close enough to be in the fight, but enough to not have to look through those anymore.
Okay.
And by the way, are those just a sustained spell?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, he doesn't have to spend action to sustain them. They are kind of just there as an environmental thing that apparently he has in this environment for some sort of other purpose. You do not know what, and he's changing their purpose for his protection now that you are assaulting him illegally. Iggy.
Wait, what?
You are still toe-to-toe with this guy. There's like 5 of you that have surrounded him. He is just swinging his hammer around wildly, and it is your turn, Iggy.
I want to try and trip him.
Okay. I think that's athletics versus his reflex.
16.
16. You can't get a good grab on him.
Okay. Okay, then I'll do an attack on him with the garbage with the 10.
That's a miss.
And I'll try it.
And the trip counted as an attack, by the way.
Yeah, yep. And I'll last ditch effort, try to swipe at him again.
Desperate last attack.
Oh, yeah, no.
Swing. Iggy's got nothing. Sir Brenros.
Looking at him over my shield, can I see him adorned? This is part of like a recall knowledge using some religion to try and identify symbols on him and things of that nature.
Sure, make a religion roll.
That might be a focus for him, rather. Let's see here. Rolling. A 23.
A 23, you have some information. You know that these magical yellow spheres, about 5 of them that are in this chamber, they're about 5 to 8 feet wide. They've just been hovering there, and occasionally he's been pulling bright light out of them to affect you, to actually no avail so far. You know that these are merely there to provide focus for him with his faith. Him being alone in this darkness is terrible. So this is just more of a meditative spheres that he has around him. And you can glean one more additional piece of information. Your choice. Do you want to know things defensively about him or offensively about him?
Defensively about him.
Defensively, you know that his his reflex saving throw is 11 plus 11, and that is his weakest. And you also know that his maximum hit points is exactly what Chris called out at the beginning of the battle. Do you remember the number?
Yes, I do. 100.
100 it was his maximum hit points. Is that it, Brenrose?
So there was that. With a quick slash, he makes an attack, being that he wasn't taking to my shield.
Oh, that would have been so huge.
Yeah, that would have been huge. That would be a miss. I'm guessing it's a +2 on this, but it'd be a 19.
That is a miss.
And there will be some shield raising that will happen now.
Okay. Who is next?
Jix.
Jix. Sickle Jix.
Yeah.
Like Pickle Rick.
Jixicle.
Jix is going
You don't want to put a Jixicle in your mouth, I assure you.
They come in 7 flavors.
He's been trying, but he just can't get it in.
Jix is going to try and trip the guy again.
Everyone wants to trip him.
We're going to take a turn at a trip. So it's athletics.
Yeah, which you're known for. Good luck.
19.
19 is a wait.
He's feared or whatever.
Hold. This is very interesting.
He's flanked too, right? Is that
Yeah, that's the interesting part. I need to know. This is very interesting. Let's look up.
He's fearful.
And he's fearful.
He's frightened 1.
This is an interesting little mix. Flanking. Quickly looking it up. A creature is flat-footed, which is -2 to its armor class only. So The fear drops his reflex down to a +10, so you needed to roll a 20 or higher. You fail to trip him by just a hair.
Could I use a hero point?
You can.
All right, I'm going to do that.
Ballsy.
And we're going to do athletics again.
Oh my god!
With a natural.
Woo!
Natural 20.
Nice.
That's what hero points are for,
You sit
baby.
back down, you son of a bitch.
You do what we call the Idrisyl jujitsu maneuver, and you just go, how did he do it? And you not only trip him, but you end up on top of him and have him not only grabbed, but fully restrained once again.
Okay.
Wow.
This is perfect.
Nice.
Because with my second action, I'm going to pull some giant black centipede venom out of my pouch.
Okay.
With my third action, I'm going to try and pour it down his gullet.
Okay. So this is not necessarily a poison, right? What the hell is this?
It's looking at it here.
Yeah.
Giant centipede
Interesting.
venom.
It's like a liquid sphere spell.
It is a poison.
It is a poison.
It's consumable.
It's an injury poison, so it has to be inflicted through wounds. We can definitely. They can't be good. This going in your mouth. So this is not the intent of the potion, but by all means, let's give it a whirl. This is going to be athletics versus athletics, and you get +4 for being in the mounted position, as they say. This is hard. He's struggling and pushing his face away. I don't want the medicine, and you're trying to force it out in.
So 22.
22, and I have to look this up. 22. You needed a 24. You spills all over his face. You cannot get it in. That's very interesting.
Hey, don't waste this shit. It's good stuff.
You lick off the end of it. And it just says like new Coke on the side. Sildren, you're up.
Do I? Oh my God! Am I able to get a bow shot on this guy with everything that's going on?
Yeah, he has light cover, which is just +1 to armor class because of all your friends, especially your Raven is blocking the way.
Especially.
Wave you over into the dog pile.
Actually, I'm gonna heal Yathane with my focus spell. Which I
the
think-
animal healing?
Yeah, which I've only used like one time, so I'm not even sure how much it heals. Bear with me.
Where are you at?
So it's basically, it looks like it's a regular heal. And if it's heightened, then it would be the 2d8 plus 16. So
Yeah. You want to
Okay.
spend 2 actions?
yes, I do.
All right.
So that's gonna be 16, 17, 18, 21. And then I'm gonna have Yathane attack twice.
All right. He is flanked and frightened.
Fantastic. So she will attack with her jaws.
Oh no!
That's a natural 1.
All right.
All that.
Oh,
Does she get her second attack?
She gets 2 attacks. How is she getting 2 attacks?
Because I still had 1 action, so I controlling her to give her 2 actions.
That is not how
That's
the
not-
minion rules work. Let me
No?
double check.
Because she has
minion.
like the list of attacks.
It says a creature with the minion, which says can only use 2 actions per turn and cannot use reactions. When your minion acts on its turn, once per turn, you spend an for animal. Okay, your minion, you summon animal. Minion use no action. No, your animal certainly can. You can't spend 2 actions. You
Right.
spend 1 action to give her 2. I stand corrected.
Right. So I spent my 2 to heal her, and then
for
giving,
it.
and then my okay.
Yeah, she does get her second action, but with that critical failure, he is able to see that this darkness in his eyes is merely a bird, and he immediately loses the rest of his frightened condition.
Oh,
No!
son of a bitch. All right. And only a 15 for her second attack.
It's just a bird. It's nothing. And Idrisyl, you are unconscious, yes?
I'm not. I have 1 hit point, technically, because I just woke up,
He didn't
right?
hit him. He missed.
You missed.
No. If you stabilize, you're unconscious. You're just not dying, so you're at 0. You have to get healing from someone, unfortunately.
Okay.
No playing the game for you. I'm so sorry.
Well, that just ruins everything. We're going to lose this now.
Sorry.
Tired list of plans.
I'll help you out with
Good
that.
luck,
with
everybody else.
I'll help you out with your status in just a second because it's his turn. The Renarin brother, he gets to go. He loves the striking at random, so he pulls the slot machine lever and strikes at Jix.
Isn't he on the ground?
No, you're right. He's totally
He's
pinned.
restrained.
Oh, he can't attack. He's wasting actions.
That's what I'm saying.
Jix,
Hope
what's
he
your
does it.
athletics? So the little Jix is kind of just riding him like a surfboard. And what is your athletics plus 10, Jix?
17.
17. He rolls a 17 and breaks out with his first action. His second action, he stands up. His third action is to say, "No goblin stands upon me," and brings down his hammer for a 34 to hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that hits. Yeah.
Is that a critical?
No.
What's
It's
your
not.
armor class?
Oh, wait. Yeah, it is. It is. 'Cause, yeah.
All right. Jix gets hammered when he pisses off the guy for a total of 20, 30, 45 points of fire and law.
Oh, my.
Kadoosh! Jix is jellified.
Jix is unconscious.
Brenrose can step in and
You saved your reaction?
Say yes, and take 6 off of that.
Will that help you?
That would give me 1 hit point left.
So there's a big bell sound as hammer comes down more than anything else.
Wow.
All right.
Yeah!
Jix is not dead yet. He's like a puddle and just quivering slightly. And Zanner, you've moved to the southern section. You're about maybe 15 feet away, but you have a clear line of sight. What do you want to do?
I've got one more level 1 spell. Xander's going to cast Fear a 3rd time.
Really? Oops, I'm making him big. Okay.
Be afraid!
He sees the light start to dim. He's making a will saving throw. He rolls a 32 to resist.
Good God. Yeah, he is successful, so he's only frightened 1. No, it's a critical success. If he's critical successful, then I don't think... target is unaffected. Yeah, no.
The light shows me your tricks, gnome! And he shrugs off your little illusion.
With his final move, now that I'm over on the catwalk, Xander pulls a whole bunch of air right in front of him to shield his face. Because here he comes!
All right, Iggy.
I'm gonna raise an eyebrow and try to intimidate this guy.
This is tough. This is tough. What am I rolling? Willpower? No, you roll versus his willpower, I think, right?
Yeah. Fucking
Oh my
shit.
God.
A 10. Okay. I'm gonna give up on that and just
I won't bother looking up the rule on that one. Yes,
swing blanch right into his chest
All right.
with a 23.
23 because he's flanked is a miss. You're just frustrated and swinging. This guy is so tough.
Okay, last action. I'll try to attack him again with a horse shit.
Jeez, poor Iggy. Poor Iggy.
Man! Not doing squat!
Sir Brenrose, you have recharged your very, very important reaction. That's all you're doing. You're just missing entirely and recharging the one reaction and missing entirely.
I'm a little battery. The attacks ring out. Here we go. Why isn't it rolling? There we go. That is going to be a miss. An 18.
Oh no.
Oh no, what?
Okay, that's your first action. That's
Yes.
a miss.
That's
Okay.
a miss.
let's put a pin in that.
Oh boy.
Let's put a pin in that. Hang on, everybody. This could be interesting. Sir Brunrose is getting used to. It's been a while since he's been on the battlefield, right? So he's figuring things out. No judgment for Brunrose. You did your retributive strike to block the 6 damage to begin with at the beginning of the battle. You absorbed 6 damage, but you also get a melee strike.
Oh my god!
Back.
I forgot about that.
And you didn't do that because you were 60 feet away, but you've now done it twice in the dude's face. So I don't want to retcon too much, but let's go. Let's give you 2 free attacks right now with no multiple attack penalties against this guy.
You also don't want to wipe the party, so yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
Let's go to the tape.
Oh wow. All right, here we go.
Yeah!
29, and I'm assuming some flanking, so maybe a 31.
All right, so one of those blocks you did for like Idrisyl or Jix, you block it and you immediately strike back and hit. What's your damage on that?
Damage is 13.
13.
There we go.
Nice big hit. And then now Jix, you step in, you save Jix's life with the shield, and you get another free strike.
Oh no!
Forget it. Just one. Just take the one.
Go ahead and roll your damage.
No.
I'm gonna use both my hero points to get out of the way of this strike.
No, you cannot.
Do you have a hero point left, Christopher? Chris?
I do have one.
I will give you my other one, and you can reroll
Is it
that.
permitted though? That's the question.
Yes.
It is?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, I was joking.
Spent.
For you, of course.
You can re-roll. Jix, your life flashes before your eyes.
Oh, God.
Here we go.
Oh,
It's better than
21.
1.
21 is a miss, but it is not a horrific miss. Now we fast forward the tape to live. You've now taken your first action. Anyone listening to the show right now has no idea what the hell is going on time-wise. It's like a Tarantino film. And your first action is missed. You have 2 actions now for the remainder of your turn.
All right. For this one, I've taken my swing, but I'm very curious now how he's going to react for the next turn. So we'll try to recall knowledge.
Okay.
And my last one will be to raise my shield.
All right. Roll religion against the man.
Rolling religion.
bro, good religion. Oh my
11.
God.
With an 11, you are struggling to remember anything else because you just went through this warp in the space-time continuum.
Yes.
Your brain isn't quite working right now. But interesting. Oh, and also one bit of note: you also buffed that retributive strike. That you can do that, I think, out to 10 feet away.
Yes.
Which is kind of cool. Jix, you're up. You have 1 hit point.
I'm up already again?
We're efficient.
And keep in mind, we still have Idrisyl right next to the guy who could be randomly slaughtered any time who's unconscious.
Jix
Just
is going to
waiting for
take
a
out
hero.
his second elixir of life and chug that for 2, 3, 6, 12 points of healing. It's better than nothing. And then with his third action,
What are you gonna do?
his third action, he's gonna who's this guy to he's gonna run around and get over by Zanner.
You're racing around to get closer to Zanner. Okay.
Yes.
Back up at the top of the round is Sildren. Sildren.
Sildren shall still glaring at Idrisyl. He's actually going to go ahead and heal him.
Angry heal.
Yeah.
It's a passive aggressive heal.
For 10 points of damage. It's a level 1 heal.
All right.
That's going to
Not
take
a
2
lot,
actions.
but he's on his feet. Or not on his feet, but he's conscious.
Not
He's
technically.
conscious.
And as my third action, I'm going to draw my bow and shoot.
So that was
The heal's 2 actions, and then...
you already had your bow out, so you're shooting. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
21 to hit.
21 is a easy miss.
Yeah.
Idrisyl.
Nope. Yathane still gets her attack.
Yathane gets to go. Yeah.
Yep. And
Avoid.
Yathane is going to attack as well.
She's done some damage.
21, but she gets
Is-
flanking.
There's a miss.
Okay.
So, Idrisyl?
Now I'm done.
Oh, okay.
So Idrisyl opens his eyes after being healed, and is this guy still on the ground, or is he back up?
He's on his feet.
He's back on his feet. Okay, so he doesn't know that I'm conscious again. I'm gonna quick draw my short sword, and I'm going to just try to pierce him in the ankle, essentially.
Okay. So
Bring him down.
lying on your side, as though you're dead, you're playing possum. You're leaving your bow on the ground. You instantly draw out your short sword and swipe at his ankle.
Yeah, during the whole grappling thing, I put my bow away, and I have my short sword out now. So we'll make a.
So your bow will have to be on the ground when he hammered you.
Okay.
It'll have to be on the ground. No, actually, you charged in to do all that. Yeah, you're both fine. It's stowed away. Go ahead and make an attack and add +2.
Okay. All right, so 23 to hit.
23, you swipe and you miss his ankle, but he still doesn't know you're there.
Okay. Let's go for a grapple.
You're going to grapple him.
I'm going to try to get him down again.
Okay, so this is the grapple is to grab on, or do you want to do a trip?
Yeah, let's go for more of a trip instead of a grapple, I should say.
Make an athletics roll +2.
Okay. Both of my hero points are gone.
You rolled a natural one.
A natural 1.
Yep.
We're up to 7 of
That's
those now?
yeah, that's way too many.
Glad I ran away.
Try that again. With
There we
26 plus
With
2,
a-
28. I'm sorry.
28. You are able to trip him and send him dropping prone to the ground.
Okay.
So
That was
yeah.
one miss, a trip, one more action.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to try to stab him again with my short sword.
Okay.
Tickle
Add-
him.
Add +2.
Let's do 22.
22 is a miss. He is prone, so again, at the very least, he's gonna have to burn actions to stand up. And it is his turn. He glares at you, Idrisyl. He stands up, burning his first action. His second action, he has his hammer in his hands and he slowly raises it and says, "You will not defeat me!" Raises his hammer and comes smashing it down on Idrisyl, who's already laying on the ground, who's pretending to be dead one more time. And here comes the Flame of Justice with a 35 to hit.
Good
Critical.
Lord.
It won't
Down
be
again.
enough to kill you straight out, so that means you're dying 2, and because a critical sent you over, that gives you an additional level, so you are jumped right to dying 3.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And as anyone listening, a house rule, we have it as dying 5 will kill you on how we handle wounded recovery. So he's got just a tiny bit of wiggle room. He is very close to death. Knowing that you are absolutely... I'm sorry, go ahead.
Brenros would take in and block 6 of that.
Don't.
Do you have your reaction left?
I do. I haven't spent it.
Would it help?
It's been
It's not
attacked.
going to matter.
It'll give him a free attack.
Yeah, it won't help with the damage, but you'll get a free attack.
Yeah.
That is the point.
Okay.
Or I'll give you a little bit of a tip. He thinks Idrisyl is dead. He is turning to you, Sir Brenros, for his last action.
Oh.
So do you want to use it to get the extra attack, or do you want to use it to defend yourself?
Will defend myself then.
Flame of Justice coming Sir Brenros' way is a 33 to hit. You have your shield up, I believe.
Yes, I do.
Is that 10 over your armor class? Is that a critical?
You said 33?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a critical.
All right, he hits you for 52 points of fire and law damage. Do you want to raise your infused holy shield, and can the shield survive it?
How much damage is coming my way?
52. You have a hardening of 10 on your shield. That'll drop it to 42, and then you'd split it. 21 to you, 21 to the shield.
21 will go to me. 21 goes to
can you describe what happened right there?
I got to get the number in first. It's just painful. So he comes in, brings it down, the shield bears the brunt, but you can kind of see this warp as the energy kind of ripples down the shield, and he continues to like vibrate into Brenros. There's of course this very loud crack and gong, and even maybe some quaking in the room as it reverberates.
The lights dim for a bit.
So I take 21. The shield takes 21. The shield looks scratched, but still in great condition.
Oh, wow. All right.
Sir Brenros!
His first action was to stand, second was to attack, second to attack. I really want that third action, but he got tripped up. All right, Zanner, you're up.
Oh my gosh!
It's looking bleak.
There's so many bad things happening right
There's
now.
There's blood everywhere.
Blood everywhere! God! It is... I'm trying to decide if it is better to attack at the moment and have a 30% chance of hitting him, or to just stabilize Idrisyl until he dies at the next turn. Ow! Xander's gonna cast a flaming sphere.
Okay. Let me find my little token again.
Fiery feet!
This is where we turn to the audience and, what would you do?
Yeah.
Flaming sphere has been dropped on the dude.
He has a reflex save. He has to do better than a 20.
He rolled a 19.
He did not do better than a 20.
I keep 2 19s.
That's my guy.
What's the
flaming
damage?
sphere damage is
Oh, terrible damage.
God, 6. Boy, it's a very disappointing flaming sphere.
Spend a hero point for damage.
You call that fire? Now that's a fire. As he draws a bigger dagger now.
It's a very hot sphere.
It's a mildly warm, lukewarm sphere. Xander, are you done?
That is the 2 actions. Zanner will bring up his shield in front of him.
Okay, Iggy, who's just shaking his head every time he tries to take a turn. Let's see what happens. It's your turn, Iggy.
I have a question. These lights,
yes,
are they like? Are they magical, or are they like a physical thing that maybe could be attacked?
They are not physical that you can see. They are hovering magical lights.
Okay.
Xander thought about that pretty seriously a while ago.
Yeah. I don't know what Iggy would do about it, but
he just leap out into open space.
Yeah.
Just point him out. Ha!
I'm gonna swing at him with a 24.
24. Shoo! He blocks.
Hit him!
Again with a even more terrible.
He ducks.
And 4.
You are worthless, he taunts.
I know. Shut up.
Oh, God. Sir Brenros, your shield's still ringing. What are you going to do?
The Wile E. Coyote just the. All right. Slashing at him. Here we go.
There are multiple people at low health.
Lots of people.
Dying.
28.
28 due to the flanking is a hit on this guy. Ah!
100 points of damage. 100 points of damage.
7.
7 points of damage. He is looking bloody as all hell, blow after blow, but he stands tall. He is hanging on. You have 2 more actions, Brenrose.
Let's see here.
Sweep the leg.
Tried that.
The terrain around us, it is cavern?
It is a drop of 25 feet.
A drop of 25 feet. I try to knock him into the drop of 25 feet.
He is 10 feet away, so it might take a couple efforts to do so. This would be a, what is this called?
Shove.
Shove, thank you. Shove is your athletics versus his fortitude. He seems like he has a low center of gravity. Go for it if you want. I'll look it up. There we go.
Pretty fortuitous.
27. And I don't know if the flanking adds to that, but...
no, it does not. You succeed and can move him 5 feet closer to the edge. You push him 5 feet and you can step after him if you want, just like that.
Just like that?
Yep, and you still have a third action to go.
He's swinging a hammer and he's got to move. I think I'm going to stay put. I've pushed him back. No, I will close the distance.
Okay. Oh, and one thing, you have to have a hand free to do this. So you either have to sheathe your sword to push him, or you have to drop the sword.
Sword is sheathed.
Okay, so your turn is done then.
Yeah.
And Jix, you have run to safety to the south. Things are looking bleak on both sides.
Just to be clear, sorry to interrupt. Pushed him.
You hit him.
Sheathed.
You hit him with an attack of 28.
Then you sheathed.
And then
pushed.
I push and then, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Seeing as how this guy has been pushed back a little bit from poor Idrisyl, Jix is now going to try and bomb him. But first, he's going to take one of his... what's it called? One of his...
You tell me!
Where is it?
What are you gonna do?
What are you going to do?
He's going to take out one of his Bomber's Eye elixirs.
Okay.
Open wide.
Hey, Zanner, watch this.
And he pops the cork on one of these elixirs and knocks it back.
All right,
And
that is
then-
2 actions.
That's 2 actions. Then he quick draws. Or quick bombs. With, what's he going to do? Let's do quick bomb with some acid.
All right, the Bomber's Eye removes any cover bonuses this guy might get, and you're going to throw some acid on him.
Yep. So,
Get him!
30.
30 to hit is a hit. What was this one? This was moderate acid flask?
Yeah.
Yikes.
And
Yeah.
There we go!
15 points of damage.
15 points of damage plus...
Plus, he'll have, let's see.
No. It deals 1 acid damage plus 4 splash, so he takes 5 acid damage.
Oh,
and,
but yeah,
and then he has this nasty 2d6 persistent,
that's yeah. So 5.
also known as a great way to start the fight. Acid damage. So yeah, that's huge. And then 5 points of damage. The question is, as I look at the map, is anyone right next to him?
He got pushed back.
Brenrose.
Brenrose is, and
Idrisyl.
Iggy still is. Brenrose and Iggy, you both take 4 points of acid splashing damage.
No evasion on that?
No.
No.
Just wipe it off. It'll be fine.
It burns.
And that's Sildren turn back at the top. What do you got, Sildren?
This is madness. This is not how this was supposed to go. We could have just talked to him.
I tried talking
And that's
to
your
him.
first action.
He's whining.
Yeah.
Everyone make a will saving throw to keep him part of the group.
I will stabilize Idrisyl.
It's got a range of 30.
Yep.
Okay.
And then I will fire my bow at this guy. Come on, daddy. Baby daddy needs a strike. Nope. I'm going to miss with a 16, and then
All right.
Yatane gets her attack. Swooping in.
Oh,
Angry feathers
that was
everywhere,
so
and she misses.
She misses. So Idrisyl, you don't heal anything, but the good news is you lose all of your dying levels. But you are now at wounded 2.
Did the dose.
So watch out for that. Idrisyl, unfortunately, because you're not conscious, you do not get another turn. Poor Alistair's missed so many turns. He's like, I do a lot of damage. It is the Renarin brothers. He really doesn't like Idrisyl, but he's been pushed away. So instead, he is going to strike at the 2 people right next to him. The first hammer goes against the knight, Sir Brenros, with a total of 20 to hit.
That's a
You're
miss.
muted.
Fur, you're muted.
Christopher.
You're
Christopher,
muted, Chris.
Still
You're
muted. It's the mute button.
Hello. Sorry, that's
There
my
you go.
cough button. I left it on.
20 to hit.
20 hit. Was my shield raised?
No.
Then he hits.
Oh! Wow. That is 22 fire and law damage.
Oh,
22 fire
Jesus.
and law.
We'll leave him with
the
1 hit point.
Reaction I still have will take now.
Okay. That's a shield block.
Shield block. So the 22 will become 12. I'll take 6. Shield will take 6.
Oh, that shield is saving your butt big time.
Do you get a free attack on that one?
No, that's ally block.
Oh, okay.
He then spins around because you just spoke and strikes at Iggy with a 34 to hit.
Oh, that's critical.
With a critical, shut your mouth, sinner, and hits you for only 59 points of fire and law damage.
I'm unconscious.
Ouch.
He is dropped. 2 of the party members are dropped.
oh my god.
Oh, no, I stand corrected. I didn't subtract. That would have been a 29 to hit.
It's just a regular hit then.
Then he only does 25 points of damage.
Okay.
That's a big difference.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. Wow.
And he also, hold on. Let me look at one thing that has a huge impact on this, and this is called persistent damage. At the end of each of his turns, he has a chance to ignore this damage. This could be huge. He has 1 action left. He is not pleased that his armor and skin are burning with acid. He extends out his hammer, and fiery law flashes out over at you, Jix, and you are attacked with a 11 to hit.
No.
All right.
That's a miss.
He misses. Now, here comes the roll. He is going to roll a 20-sided
2d6.
die modified by nothing. If he rolls a 15 or higher, he ignores and shakes off the acid. If he rolls anything less than a 15, just a natural roll, raw roll, then the acid kicks in and continues to kick in. I'm rolling now. Here we go. It's a 16. He ignores the acid. His turn is over. Zanner, good try, Jix. Really good try.
Zanner moves the fireball to his feet.
The ball of flame rolls over him. He needs to make a reflex saving throw.
Dodge it or not? Yes.
All right.
Reflex saving throw 20 or higher.
He is rolling a 18.
That is not it. Burn it. Whoa!
Nice.
There
Well,
we
that's-
go.
With 3 dice of damage, really?
Yeah, it is
That was a-
3d6 plus 2 every time.
That's a huge. I thought it was 2d6. Nice.
Not bad for one action. For my second action, Xander's going to remember that he has elemental fire and do his elemental toss.
I'm going to stop you there. You can take him down with the giant spear.
Yeah!
Oh, yes! So, people dying all around him. Xander's afraid to not stabilize Idrisyl, but really, really angry fire throws out, and he casts it for the umpteenth time to really try to sustain this spell out of level 2 spells, out of level 1 spells, and really, really shooting for desperation. Zanner pulls up all sorts of rage. His entire aura of his fist glows orange as he pushes the ball forward, rolls it into it, and explodes up underneath him. Straight underneath, there's this giant ball of flame that lifts him, makes him glow brighter than every other ball of light in the room, and then falls in on him and douses him in just crispy flame all the way down.
All right, and we're going to take our break there. We'll be back in about 10 minutes. All right, we are back from our break. A quick reminder for those of you listening on the podcast or checking us out on YouTube, don't forget you can check us out live every Tuesday, 7 p.m. on twitch.tv/ingloriousbards. Join in the chaos live. Or if you want to support the show, check out patreon.com/ingloriousbards. We have a ton of bonus content on there, including extra adventures. We just put up Sir Brenro's character creation audios going up there soon. And after every adventure, we have an after show where we decompress about everything that happened. That's also available to our patrons. So check it out. All right. The brother Arid lies dead on the ground. The lights fade away in this chamber, and it all goes dark until someone creates a light. Who has a light source?
Sildren does.
Sildren, all right.
Yeah.
What is that?
With his Aeon watch has the light, so he's able to. He pops his, I guess, pocket watch, I think is what it is, and he'll alight that.
Okay.
And then he sits down heavily on top of Idrisyl's still body as Yathane alights on his shoulder, and he just pats Idrisyl on his head while he's still unconscious, like yeah, this is all your fault.
Idrisyl just lets out one last gasp of air, just
Zanner will hold up his produced flame and holds a big ball of flame in his hands so he can see around with that a little bit.
All right. There's a flashback where some of you, I don't know, like Sir Brenros or Jix, you think back just like maybe 10 minutes earlier to some of Vanali's lines. She said, "Watch out, these guys are dangerous." She said, "If you want to take him down, she knows someone who might be willing to help." Then she also said, which is terrifying, "This guy was unique. He might have been down here as penance. They almost always come in pairs." And you just kind of shiver at the thought of that.
Could be 2 of them.
Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah. Anyway,
Iggy wants to go around and do battle medicine on everybody. Can I just make one flat roll for that, or do I need to roll for everybody?
You do have to roll for everyone. Just start rolling down the line. And just tell us how it all works
Children
out.
gets one. Idrisyl does not.
What's awful.
Zanner gets one.
Xander doesn't need one so much.
Sildren's actually not wounded at all.
Okay.
Idrisyl's somehow still like, what the fuck are you guys doing?
So Idrisyl
Get
gets
me
one.
up, goddammit.
Not if you keep talking like that. Okay.
It's the dwarven process. You gotta let
Jix
it
could
be.
use some battle medicine.
Yeah. Hold on a second.
He didn't even ask who's
Okay,
he just starts dishing them out.
Zanner, Ignal, and Sildren don't get any of that goodness, but everybody else does.
How much is that?
Ooh, nice rolls.
13.
Sounds good.
And then I'm gonna spend, I guess, what is it, an hour, if I may, and do my non-magical healing, which is.
So you want to spend a lot of
We wanna
downtime?
Stay down here for an hour?
An hour down here.
Well, I mean, I don't. Maybe not. Okay, fine.
Xander wants to look at the hammer.
His hammer?
Can I see it?
All right, you're looking at his hammer. It is bloody and has lots of elven hair and scalp on it.
It smells like Idrisyl.
Brenros would like to examine him and find out why he was ostracized to the lower reaches. If there's like an edict or something that was presented to him, or even a journal that may be around or near or wherever he was.
Nudge, 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 nudge.
Gix does some battle medicine too. Well, he uses his healer's tools and heals Iggy for 13.
Thank you.
Okay, Sir Brenros, you check him out. You see no edicts, no papers. You are able to locate a kind of fat key that looks pretty plain and has very few little teeth on it, but the key has a little bit of light that's on it, magical light. And as you get it and you examine it, you can see the light is just very slowly starting to fade. You also notice, Sir Brenros, that he has a belt around his waist that also has some magic that Zanner points out. He's like, check that out. But you don't know what it does yet, but you do see that seems to be of value. And Zanner, you were doing something else?
I wanted to look at the hammer. And so while I'm measuring the magic of the belt, I'm just kind of narrowing things out, detecting wise. I wanted to see if there's any magic in this hammer because he threw so many things out of it. It was so fiery and lawful.
Yeah, you do detect magic on it, and you detect that it is magical. The hammer of Elven Smashing is magical. I just need to know how much time you guys are spending in this very moment. You need 10 minutes to try to identify what it is. The group seems to want to get moving, and also keep in mind that Idrisyl is suffering some brain damage slowly but surely because he's still out cold.
I thought
I did heal him.
Yeah.
You did? You got him? Okay.
13, yeah.
He's still playing possum then. All right, no, he's up. He's up.
Brenros pipes up and shows the key around. This appears to be fading in its energies. I do not know how much time there is left.
Looking around, is there anything else? Like, if we go back on that other catwalk, where does that lead?
You go to those other catwalks. They lead to mining tunnels, similar to what you went up above, but these don't appear to have been used in many, many years.
And then just looking through his stuff, is there anything of note? I would like to find a cloak.
A cloak? What do you mean?
Well, to get that redheaded stepchild out of here, maybe something to disguise him a little.
You can find a cloak. It is a cloak of the Brotherhood that he has. It looks a little bloody, but you can take it. All right.
Where's that kid anyway?
And with all the mining they're doing, I imagine there's a lot of soot and things like that, I would imagine.
Sure.
Because we're going to have to color his hair as well. So.
Oh, no, we're not.
And I bring out my dagger.
We're gonna shear him like a sheep.
I don't want to interrupt, but I don't think we have much time with this key.
Let us proceed.
Yep.
Are we? Do you want to go deeper into the mines? Is that what you're thinking?
Going up and releasing.
Okay, good.
The kid. Before we do that, let's see. People are still pretty wounded. So I'm going to use my Staff of Healing. I'm going to heal Idrisyl probably twice. So that's going to be 13 plus 11. So 24. And then I have one more healing spell, which I'm going to cast on Iggy, I suppose, for 11.
Thank you.
And I have one spell left,
Yeah.
and it's not a heal.
All right, Sylvan's looking drained.
I'm a little tired myself.
Let's get out of here.
You've all earned a rest. That is for certain.
Now that priest is dead, and that the light on the chain on the key is fading, that might mean that all of the magic in the chain is dissipating. But either way, we should go unlock this kid.
Yeah.
All right, Brenros goes into the elevator.
Okay, Brenros is in the lift. The rest of you following, I sounds like it.
Yeah.
The lever is pulled, and it starts slowly ratcheting it back up.
And we fully looted that guy. Was there anything else? Gold? Anything?
There was no
Yeah, check his
gold
table.
upon him.
Yeah.
You've taken his weapon and his belt and his cloak. Yeah, you took quite a bit there. Ratcheting up, it goes up and up and up. You go up past the other level, and you're back up to the level with Vanali. You stop there. You walk out into this, again, a main chamber and down the tunnel. You do find Vanali there. She sees you coming, and she leans up off the wall and says, "Oh, you did go to see him. You look like hell."
Negotiations went well.
It doesn't look like it.
You should see the other guy.
What did he say?
He didn't say anything.
Basically, we're a bunch of sinners and need to die.
I'll talk to him, but I'll have to pretend I don't know you around him, though.
Talk to who?
Brother Arid.
Oh, you're not going to need to talk to him anymore. No one's going to talk to him anymore.
Oh, all right. I see what you mean, but then, yes, I wouldn't spend a couple too many weeks here in town then if I were you.
Noted.
Yeah.
You don't think that they can trace the fact that he got really burned back to me, do you? Just asking.
They have got the fingerprints on file. I have your fingerprints on file. You guys move over to, I assume, Tilbrin. She pulls Idrisyl aside and says, "Hey, you're looking pretty bad here. You need this before I do." And she stuffs a potion into your hand, which you immediately recognize as an elixir of life potion that she has given you.
I just take the cork out the bottle and I drink it.
All right.
Slowly.
It is a lesser version. You heal 3d6 plus 6 points of damage.
Nice.
Now, the chains that the prisoners were all bound in, are those
2, 3, 36 plus what?
6.
6.
Oh, nice.
What's your question, Iggy?
The chains that were the magical chains, are those still lit up?
Those are lit up and just as strong as they ever were. Vanali says, "You can make it up to me," she says with a smile and a wink at you, Idrisyl. "I'm thinking dinner sometime once this chaos is done. How's that sound?"
Idrisyl kind of leans up against Brenros and is just like, "Call it 7:30.
Oh, all right. And
Better get time to fit into my dress.
Retributive strike.
I have nothing to wear. What would the rest of you like to do?
Let's get
Tilbrin?
Molly, how do we get these chains off?
fine question.
He has a device, a white light in his hand that he brings. You have to recover it from him and
Is it a key?
I never got a good look at it.
Who's got that key?
I do. I don't see a lock.
No, he had it in his hand and put it nearby. You have the key in your hand, and she says, I don't know if that's it. And there's very little light left on that key.
Worth a shot. Just shove it in there somewhere.
Come on, Sir Brenrose.
Sir Brenrose
drops his trowel.
or maybe let Zanner do it.
Yes, if Brenrose fiddles with it for a bit, then hands it off to the more crafty of the group.
All right, you toss it to Zanner. He drops it. It clatters to the ground, clatters over towards the drain grate, and he's able to stop it.
Oh God. Zanner picks it up and takes it over to Tilbrin and attempts to plug it into his wrist or find a way for it to unlock.
All right, you try to do the USB back and forth, trying to find a way in, and he says, "You're not going to hurt me, are you? Don't hurt my hands."
I don't want to hurt anything. I just want to get you out.
You bring the key next to his hands, and the light on his wrists fades away and dissipates, and the chains just unravel gently as he pulls them apart. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
Which way? And he starts running deeper.
No. Hold on a second, little buddy.
What'd I do?
You can't just run out of here.
Zanner, the key has a tiny sliver of light left. There are 3 other prisoners right there with bound lit wrists. They're all looking at you.
Yeah, which one of y'all's innocent?
All 3 raise their wrists.
Zanner goes to the first one and just starts trying to do the same thing. Just plug it in. Here we go.
Oh, thanks a lot. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, little one. And he strokes Zanner's head with his unbound hand.
You smell weird.
Oh, but you feel so soft.
I'm adorable.
It's been weeks.
You don't want to say that to him.
I will bring these chains with me. I will come with you, little gnome. And he stands right behind Zanner, touching you gently from behind, his hands on your shoulders.
Look, children, I've got one too now.
Yup.
Thank you for releasing me.
I need release.
No.
Oh.
Where's the mark button? We don't have a mark button.
Oh no. There were others? There's 2 others?
There are 2 really pissed off guys as your key has no light left on it.
Oh
no.
What's going on? Do mine.
I'm trying. It's not. I'm sorry.
Don't give up. Make it work.
Zanner, stand aside.
And Jix pulls out his sickle in one hand and a block of wood in the other.
Here, put this in your mouth and just hold your hands out, guys.
No, don't hurt me. Vanali steps in and says, all right, this is all done. They were here to rescue Tilbrin and Morlax specifically for their quest. The rest of you stay here. You have crimes to pay for.
Tilbrin.
Okay.
Yes.
Speaking of, I've got a little something for you here.
Okay.
And Jix pulls out of his satchel a little round vial with a short middle neck, and it's corked off. He says, "Now you hold on to this, and when the time is right, you pop this puppy into your mouth, and you got yourself about 10 minutes of looking like whoever it is you want to look like, kind of. So when it's time to sneak past some people, you be sure to take a big swink of this."
It's magic?
Yeah, sure.
But you tried to cut my hands up. Make a diplomacy roll, Jix.
Oh.
buddy, you gotta trust me here. I rolled a 7, but you gotta give me like a 17's worth of trust with this.
All right. And he takes it and holds on to it.
Remember, as soon as we try to sneak past,
Yeah.
don't drop it either.
No, yeah.
It took me like all day to make it.
Sure. Oh, okay.
Okay.
So which way out?
The alternative is we cut all your hair off.
No. We don't need to do that.
Okay, then you're gonna have to drink that potion. Yeah, and I think we need to go now, right?
Yeah, let's get out of here.
As fast as possible, please.
Okay. Vanali says, good luck. I'll definitely cover for these two missing. I don't know what I'm going to say about Brother Aaron down there.
Die of natural causes.
Natural causes, eh?
Natural causes stripped him of his weapon, his cloak.
Okay. She wishes you farewell, and you guys head back out to the lift. You hit the lever, and it ratchets slowly up.
Before we leave, should we ask her who her contact was?
Yeah, that would be a good idea.
Yes.
All right, going back, you're chatting with her. What are you asking?
Who the person who...
Go ahead and ask it.
So you had mentioned before that there was somebody who might help us against the Brotherhood. Who is that?
There's a friend of mine. She's one of the well-to-do here in Tavernry, and I see her from time to time, and she's been talking poorly of them, and she has connections. Her name is Namarel. You could find her in the Potted Flower House. It's a nice one on the east side of town.
Namaste.
No, Namarel.
Namaste.
Namarel.
Thank you, Vanali.
She owns the flower house?
She owns it's a potted flower house, just covered just everywhere. You can't miss it.
Thank you, Vanali. And if you need anything else, you know where to find us.
All right, I'll see you all at some other time, and some of you sooner, she says, looking at Idrisyl.
Silver's kind of jealous about that because he had...
I give her a little nudge on the elbow and say,
all right.
Sooner than you think.
Ooh.
Creepy.
I mean, not really.
All right, you guys head back out to the lift. It rises up with the big ratchet, and you enter into this stone house that's been reworked to be like an ore distribution center. So the walls have been blown out. It's just a frame on the bottom. There's carts, there's wagons. There's one guard here and a couple of workers that are unloading the carts and shoveling stuff into a big metal wagon. The guard looks at you guys and stands up and looks a little confused because let me look at Fantasy Grounds here. Let me look at some wounds. Yeah, we have 31 damage on Iggy still, 26 on Sir Brenrose, 16 for Jix, and smaller wounds throughout. He sees these bloody-looking people, and he sees this small figure coming out who's wrapped up in the white cloak of Renarin. Is that correct that you were doing, Iggy?
Not.
No, because he should have drank his potion, so we would have had him drink his potion.
He drank his potion. All right.
And Sildren's going to give this guy like a look of like put your head back down, or like we will literally murderize you.
Your mine is very unsafe. It collapsed on us. You should go fix that.
Really? And
it's a class action lawsuit.
OSHA's not going to be happy.
There's no ocean around, but what exactly is Morlax the murderer doing here? As there's this big giant guy with his hands on Zanner's shoulder still.
Who's that?
Do you really want to ask what Morlax the murderer is doing here?
I've been set free by my new friend.
I'm adorable.
The guard says, this doesn't sound right. I'm going to need you all to kind of stay here, and I'm going to have to just have someone check this out. If only I had a radio. This would make sense if I had a radio.
You're going to have to let us go through.
No, I'm going to have to ask you to stay here on your honor while I go get someone, and then we're going to check out this. I'm sure everything's fine.
I'll stay here on my honor. That's fine. Yeah, you just go.
Yeah.
All right. He walks out of this blown out stone room, and he looks back, and then he walks down the road a little bit and looks back.
Is there another guard here, or is it just him?
It's just him, and then he runs down a side street as fast as he can.
All right, let's go.
And so does Jix.
Jix, you're a liar! You are a liar!
Liar!
Lying liar. All right. The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of you leave this building. Where are you headed?
Hey, Zanner, you should get ready a friend. He's raising some suspicions we don't need.
Okay, Morlack, thank you so much for keeping us safe and getting us out of the mines.
He kneels down close to you to get face to face, very close. His hands still on your shoulders and actually moving down your arms a little bit.
I want to do you a great favor. Just trying to gently move the giant arms and hands off.
Make an escape roll with acrobatics.
Okay. It's a 9.
It's a 9. He's got a firm, manly grip on you.
You have very big hands. I want to make sure that you are not bothered anymore. We are a bunch of trouble, and you need to be safe. I'm going to let you go and get to your own place.
I'll keep you safe.
I know you want to try, but I'm afraid that guy over there is really getting jealous of this.
Bye, Zanner. We'll catch up with you later.
The rest of the group leaves, and it's just Zanner and Morlax outside the building along the river.
Okay.
No, Ignal's not going to leave.
All right. No.
Morlax.
You and we have a chance at a fresh start. I've learned from my mistakes. I won't butcher people much anymore. Now we can find a new life, and I think you and I would make a good team. And what do they call you, Zanny? Zanny, you and I know some friends. You'll come stay with us for a while. We've got a secret place here in town.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
Wait, how secret?
It's secret. I'll have to blindfold you as we get close.
I don't think that's going to work out so well.
He starts ripping some strips of cloth off of his stinky
Morlax, Zanner's already on a team. He's on our team.
Hold on, he needs to wrap this around his eyes.
Hang on just a second.
You're not taking him anywhere. You should go to your hideout by yourself.
There's so many things I want to say. Yes, go on.
I'm so sorry. You don't know this.
You to Pleasure Town. Yes, what?
I'm very, very dangerous, and I've been trying to hold it back, but I'm afraid that you're just going to get hurt. You're going to get so very hurt.
Nonsense. He grabs you by the hand and starts pulling you along like a toddler down the road.
Zanner casts Elemental Toss.
Okay.
Fire from his hands.
You automatically hit, roll damage.
That is... I'll just roll the damage roll. Okay, hang on a second. Boom. 10 points of flame damage.
All right, you blast it out of the very hand he's holding, and he gets knocked back. And blast. It was like fire or something. What did you hit him with?
It was a giant blast of fire that just came from my bloodline elemental magic. So my entire aura of my hand just glowed bright red with the orange tinge around outside.
What are you doing?
Flame. I didn't do it. I'm telling you, I can't control myself. And I also cast Produce Flame.
Okay.
And another ball of fire, and I just throw it at him.
Oh, okay. Make an attack roll and then make a deception roll +2. Attack first, deception.
It's a 16.
That's a hit.
And the deception roll is +2 will be a 22.
Okay. And what's your damage on the hit?
That is going back to the other one, and I am hitting him for 8 points of fire damage again.
All right, the deception roll fails because you knock him out and he is unconscious on the road next to the river. Ah!
Zanner, go catch up with the rest of the group.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
And
Zanner
Ignor's gonna
scurries off.
kick him into the river.
Does this happen often?
Don't let them trace my fire.
Okay, you just start kicking this guy off and into the river. Is that correct?
Yep.
In the middle of the 11 a.m. day.
Yep.
He's gonna. Okay.
All right. You kick him into the river. There is a splash, and across the river, Iggy, you see a pair of zealot-looking figures with hammers over their shoulders walking a patrol that are looking in your direction. I am going to have them make a perception roll right now.
It's Lee Trevino just shaking his head.
And they're on the other side of the river. And it's a wide river. It could fit 2-3 barges side by side at one time. They're on the other side of the river, and one of them yells from across, "Stop right there!" And they start running parallel down the river to find the nearest bridge.
Then I'm gonna run the other way.
Okay, and Iggy runs the other way. The rest of you guys have gone north. Iggy's running south, and you just hear from across the river, "Stop right there!" And you guys are heading towards this bridge, and you can see across the way are 2 more of the Brotherhood running. Children sighing.
We're gonna do this again. This is a good old tavernry. Iggy on his own.
Yeah, I think as much as we need to deal with the Brotherhood, I think we need to like GTFO, because this is going south fast.
So do we turn around or do we just casually cross the bridge?
I'd say just casually cross the bridge, and because like 1 person fleeing is going to be a lot better than 7 people fleeing.
All right.
Are there
you guys
horses, carriages, or anything like that?
There, you guys are on the left side, let's say, of the river. If you look at our map, you're on the west side of the river. They're on the east side, and you have some shops, some stores that are right next to you. They're like on the edge of the river, and the river has a drop of like 15, 20 feet down. No, it's not that far here. It's maybe 10 feet down. And so there's little shops and stuff. There aren't necessarily horses, but there are a couple people walking back and forth, manual laborers, that type of stuff. And you guys, this armed entourage with a smallish figure who is looking a lot like a knight of the Order of the Vigilant. But he's not. This is Tilbrin. Tilbrin has made himself look as close to Sir Brenros as he can, because he really admires Sir Brenros. And so he's kind of got the old face, the square jaw, and kind of the shape of the old knight. He doesn't look exactly like you, but he looks kind of like you from taking the potion.
He took, last 10 minutes.
Okay.
So we need to get out of town, right? Because that's where the caravan is, where we need to get Tildren back to.
He needs to get back there.
Right.
You guys are crossing the bridge now. 2 of the brothers are running across, and one of them stops and looks at the 2 Brenroses and says, "You there? Did you see that dwarf? Do you know him?"
Yes, he went that way, and we'll point in the wrong direction.
Okay, that's the wrong way entirely. They end up splitting up, one going south in the correct way, one going north the wrong way. You guys cross the bridge, and what would the 5-6 of you guys like to do?
Well, we need to send Tildren on his way.
How are you gonna do that?
Get him close to the gate, I suppose. So are we headed towards the gate that the caravan's outside of?
No, but you can make your way there.
Yeah,
Zanner.
let's do that.
Let's do this. I have an idea. I have so many ideas. Okay. I'm going to take Tilbrin out, because they'll just let me pass through. I'm Zanner, and they're going to let me walk around. And you get Yathane to find Iggy and find him hide somewhere. Morlack was just telling me that there's a bunch of people that hide somewhere and keep someplace safe. we can find that place and we can hide there too.
We could have asked Morlack.
I tried that. It didn't work out very well.
I mean, he was going to take us there, I think.
I think he was going to take... It's just, he didn't talk very much. But we got to find Namorel.
Who?
Namorel! The Namaste lady. She's the one that can tell us more things.
Namaste.
Where are your notes?
He's getting angry in meta. Yes.
I have to get this boy back to the caravan.
Yeah. Brenros, you and me, we'll take it there. No, they don't like you. They don't like you at all. I'll take him. I'm Zanner. Zanner starts pulling on Silber and it's like, let's go.
I have a question. Just one question. One more question. Just one more question. The brother who has gone the wrong direction, you sent in the wrong direction. As you're crossing the bridge, he leaves it. He starts running the wrong direction, and then he stops and he turns around and he looks up at the sky for me, the game master, to give him the correct information. That I'm now asking you guys, who has the hammer in their possession?
That is an excellent question.
Yes.
If no one took it from anybody, that would be Xander.
All right.
I was gonna offer to grab it from you, but I failed to.
Yeah.
All right. He stops and he says from maybe 30 feet away, a little bit across the river, hold on there. One moment. Sildren is doing like the Picard frustrated eye move. And he comes over and walks slowly but sternly, has his hammer off of his shoulder, pushes Idrisyl out of the way, and walks up to the gnome in the group by the name of Zanner and gets down low. What is that in your possession?
You're another one. Zanner pulls it out and reverently holds it up. This is the hammer of Brother Aaron. My name is Zanner. I'm a previous hero of Tabernary, and I was going on a tour of the mines. I met Brother Aaron, and we got along very well. We had a great conversation, and in his amazing generosity, he gave me this. Isn't it amazing?
Make a deception roll.
Good luck.
Sildren's like getting further and further away. Just
24.
Do you mean Brother Arid?
What did I say?
Why did he give this to you?
Well, I don't entirely know. We were getting a tour of the place and understanding everything that was happening. We met the other guards, and we went down and introduced myself, and he heard that I was Zanner, and he's heard of me, apparently, from the last time that we were here, and helped save Tabernary.
Huh.
And he said that he was a guardian of the area, and he was very, very protective of the light and lawfulness, and he wanted to make sure that I am also a creature of the light and spread the word. And in his generosity, he said that I deserve this. I don't deserve this. I don't deserve this at all. I'm just Zanner.
He is an odd one. I don't recognize you. Where are you staying in town?
Oh, well, I'm a defender of the realm. We all are.
Where are you staying in town?
There's an inn that way. Over there by an old tavern called Pegs? Jegs? What's it? Legs? It's a Legs something. There's an old house over there that just turned into a tavern that we're staying in.
You're staying at Peg's Tavern?
Well, not in Peg's Tavern. It would be silly. And we don't drink anything. No, we're next to it. There's a weird house there.
All right, I've got some business to attend. There's some rogue dwarf around here who may have just committed murder. Don't be afraid, but I might need to speak with you again. Do not leave town until I find you again. Is that clear?
Of course. What's your name?
Help finding the dwarf?
No, I will handle that. You carry on with...
Okay, I'll go this way then, yeah.
whatever this is. My name is Brother Olis, and
Brother
I will be
Olis?
finding you.
It was a pleasure speaking with you, Brother Olis.
He walks back down the bridge, starts to run north, also puts a look over his shoulder, and he runs north. You then see as Sildren is trying to desperately just push you all off this bridge to the other side. You see one more interesting thing, and that is a panicky, out-of-breath mining guard coming out of a side street and running back to the mining compound, returning to find you as Jix swore on his mother's life that he would remain there. And you guys cross the bridge. The great bridge crossing has finally completed. You are in the plaza of Tabernery, where they have this crazy big cool church with lots of magical lights on it. And there is your actual inn, the Fall Feather Inn. And but you have another plan, because you have a timer on this disguise for Tilburn. What's your plan?
So Zanner first, as soon as possible, hands the hammer to Sir Brenros. Will you hold this, please?
This item a holy relic of sorts?
It looks magical. Sorry, it does not look magical. It looks like a plainish hammer that they might use as part of the Brotherhood, but it doesn't look as spiffy as theirs do. But Xander has said it is magical.
I wrap it and tuck it away in my pack, if it will.
It is huge. It is a maul. So it is a big, long hammer with a big hammer part, a pointy bit at the end. It's a big two-handed beast.
Throw it in the river.
Little 3-foot.
Shouldn't you handle this, as it's been already attached to you, Zanner?
I mean, it's really big, and I don't want any more questions. If you could hold it for a little while.
Then I too would have to answer those questions that you've already come up with.
I can help, and Sildren offers to take it.
I think this may be more of a burden to us now.
Xander is very torn.
Yep.
He's holding the hammer.
Go ahead and give it to me. I'll take it. He's like reaching out. He's taking it away from Zanner.
You know what? It's okay. I'm gonna hang on to it for just a little longer.
No.
It's
Sildren's like trying to take it away from physically.
This is like the grayest
Don't
scent
have
all
time
over
for
again.
Brenros starts leading Tiberin to the gates to try to get to the camp.
All right. I thought you guys were a team. There's a lot of fighting. I thought you were a hero, Sir Brenros, because there's a lot of lying.
As Sildren's pulling them all away, and he's like got a foot on Xander's chest, just trying to push away from
I don't need the help. Thank you. You're so kind.
I got it.
Even the best and the kindness can disagree and fight amongst themselves.
Sildren, you give up as you see there is a different patrol, another pair of these guys walking around this plaza, and you stop and you
just suddenly let go and then just like start walking away.
Yep, like nothing's. You put your arm around Xander. Ah, my buddy. Yeah. And Sir Brenros has disappeared up ahead with Tilburn, Jix, and Idrisyl. I haven't heard anything from you guys in a while.
Yeah, Idrisyl's just looking around as we cross the bridge, looking for a flower shop. He's trying to see if he can see anything.
Okay.
100% distracted.
You do see a flower shop, yes.
Yeah, while there, he just looks back over after the guard leaves. You know, he sees them two fighting over the hammer. I think we should go over there before we go anywhere else. And he points to the flower shop.
Oh, you gonna get some flowers for your lady?
For some flowers, some information? Sure, why not?
Okay.
Now, you realize the place we want to go is a house that has a bunch of flower pots around it, not necessarily a flower shop, right?
Can't hurt to try.
Okay.
All right. So, Idrisyl, you're going into the flower shop, right?
Yeah.
All right. By himself, you are there. The door rings.
Jix is right there with him.
And Jix is with him. there is a lady behind the counter, and she says, "Welcome to Flowers and More. How can I help you?"
I would like some more, please.
Oh, let me take you to the more section over here. It's a lot of tavernry, touristy things like I survived the tavernry inquisition under the Brotherhood, and keep me out of the mines with a smiley face. And
Do you have any more that has maybe something a little more lacy, size 6 with low shoulders?
Of course. And she takes you to one of those metal little things that spins slowly with postcards, but there's little lingerie hanging from it awkwardly instead. Idrisyl, there's also a range of flowers, and she turns to you and says, "Can I help you, sir?"
Yes. Have you heard of the guard that works down in the mines, Vanali?
I know of Captain Vanali. She used to run the guard here in town.
His ears like perk up when he hears Captain.
They get erect, all right?
Yeah, they do. So you know her as Captain Vanali?
Yes, she's been at the town for years. I don't know where she's at now.
Well, she's currently down in level 3 of the mines. Were you here for long before the Brotherhood came?
Yes. Why do you ask?
Well, we've noticed some rather large changes in town, and we've come to a bit of a disagreement with the Brotherhood. It seems that we're looking for someone who can help us ease the tension in Tavernry.
I sell flowers, sir.
Namaste.
Is there any other shop around town that you could point me in the direction to that might have someone who can answer my questions?
Way to ease your tension? They don't allow that, the Brotherhood.
No, not the Bright Lotus. We don't need that.
What kind? What? I don't know what you're asking.
It's really information I seek.
He's wonderfully innocent.
I'm looking for one named Namarel. Do you know her?
I do. I supply her with flowers often.
Where could we find her at a time like this?
She is almost always at her home.
And which direction is that?
It is if you go down the 2nd street and then you take the 3rd left, and she gives you some directions, and you know,
like a P.O. box, or should I just go?
She gives you the directions to exactly know where to find it. And if you would, you can make a delivery for me if you don't mind.
I'd be happy to.
Sure, take these. And she gives you 2 pots of flowers, big brustly red and blue, garish looking things.
All right, cheers. I appreciate the help. And as I'm walking out, I say, "What kind of flower does Vanali like?"
To her?
Yeah, I say that to her as I'm walking out.
I don't know. She's very martial. She might like some of these dark purple roses.
Perfect. Might come back for those later.
All right.
And I walk out.
Jigs?
Yeah, it follows.
Okay. I'll need that back. And she takes something back. Ignol Heavybringer. You're like, forget the flowers, I'm dying. Ignol Heavybringer, you are running through the town streets. You are heading south and trying to avoid some guard you can hear calling after you. The good news is that he is armored and has this big hammer. He's not particularly fast. And then, of course, the bad news, you are the slowest member of the Defenders of the Realm as you are running. So you are running past. There's a couple people. You're knocking past. You're running along this riverbank that's about 10 feet up above the river. There's some shops and stuff, and you're heading more south towards the docks, which get a little more sketchier. There's some warehouses. There's one tavern you know out there. Anything you want to be doing or attempting here?
Is that tavern called Pegs?
It is not. You have seen it on the very first time you ever came to this place. I think you saw it. Does it have a name? It has a name of the Seahorse Tavern.
It's where all the guys from Low House.
Oh, yeah. How close is Pegs?
Pegs
that the
is
other
on-
direction?
Pegs is on the other side of town. Like
Okay.
Idrisyl is like 5 feet from it, and you're miles away.
Okay. I will run to that Seahorse Tavern then.
All right, you go running and you run right up, slow down, open the door with this, trying to calm your breath, and you step on inside. You see it is a dark place. It's very cramped. It's much more of a dive compared to Pegs. And there are a couple people that are just kind of hunkered down, drinking their drinks in the corners to themselves. There's a bartender there who calls out and says, "Welcome to the Seahorse. What you having?"
Two of your strongest ales.
All
And then
right.
put some silver down.
He gets you the drinks. You look around and you make a perception roll as you hear running and "Where is he? Did anyone see a dwarf?" A sound outside the door.
19.
With a 19, you see one of the patrons of this place perk up at that and looks around at you, but isn't sure, looks at the door. And this person does not look like a normal dock worker, doesn't look like a sailor of any type. He looks like he's got a stern, strong jaw, and he has some gritty looking brown cloak that you can see is over a hidden white cloak, and he has a small hammer on the ground next to him, and he's looking like he's totally trying to blend into this sketchy tavern, and he's not sure what's going on right now.
That's it's all good news. Does it look like there's a back door to this place?
Yes, there is a door that looks like it goes to some rooms, or there's an open door that looks like it goes to some rooms, and then there's a back kitchen area where the bartender is blocking.
I'm gonna take a seat closest to that doorway.
All right, the back kitchen area.
Yeah.
Okay, you sit at the bar right at the edge, closest to about maybe 5-8 feet away from the rear door. The bartender slaps down some drinks. Meanwhile, Sir Brenros, you are alone with Tilbrin over at one of the gates out of town, the very gate you came out of, and you and Tilbrin are there, and there are 2 squads of 2 of the brothers at the gate, and I think these would be the same ones you ran into before, yeah. And they stop you from exiting. There's a line of people trying to come in with supplies and goods, and a pair of them turn to address you. "Good afternoon."
Good afternoon.
"State your reason for leaving town." "We're knights of the Vigilant." Woo!
And our business is done here. We will be leaving town in good state.
Yes, we're on a big quest to slay a dragon.
Quiet down, Squire. Quiet down, Squire. And I hand my shield over to him and kind of weigh him down with.
Oh, okay. Make a deception roll, sir, and add +2.
Deception.
Deception.
Big deception.
Now that all your hero points have been drained across the
Also, natural 20.
Nice.
Good time to drop it.
I'm sorry to get in the way of knights from Calavier. By all means, come right through, and come see me, and we'll let you in without any trouble.
All right, and well, I leave a I leave a quick blessing with them and move through.
All right, I thought you were going to leave a tip, and everything would be screwed if you did that. All right, you get through with Tilbrin, and hey, did I do all right?
You You did fine.
I think I got us through. Oh, look, over there. I recognize
the
those
shield.
Sorry. And he points to his wagons over there, and you take him to the wagons you helped bring to this town. There is his father, Zeryl, the cobbler, and he stands up and says, Sir Brenros and Squire, do you bring news?
I do. I have brought your boy. Though he looked different now, this should wear off. And I pull the shield away, and I don't really know how long this lasts. It could be.
Don't take my shield from a fellow knight. I don't understand, Sir Brenros. You found him?
This is your boy here.
This man is not my son. You've made a tear. I said red hair, big red hair. Did you not? I do not mean to offend, but I'm frankly disappointed.
The magics of my friend have him in disguise.
So I am to take this strange knight into my custody, and at some point in the next fortnight, he will just poof into my young lad.
I will wait with you, and hopefully the magics of my goblin friend have not gone awry. We're here for a long time.
I feel like I should be happy, but it seems far more awkward than I had expected.
Check back with me.
Take 2 of these and call me in the morning.
I mean, it only lasts 10 minutes.
All right. Oh, not when the plot demands it. It gets really short or really long.
And this is goblin alchemy here. So, who knows?
It's not a science. It's not baking.
No.
It's more of an art than a science.
Yes. All right. There is a thump of about just a 4-foot hammer that hits the stool next to you, Iggy, and a seat is taken, and the man slides up next to you, and the bartender says, "You want to?" Oh, no, and he leaves the guy alone, and the guy leans over. Hey, what you doing here?
Just having some drinks, fella. That's a nice hammer. Where'd you get that thing?
I won it.
You won it? Where'd you win it from? That's a great prize.
There was a hammer throwing competition.
Where was that competition at?
They had a celebration for the Brotherhood for coming into town, and they had a hammer competition.
Oh, the Brotherhood! Those are good guys. They've really cleaned this town up.
They've done an admirable job, I would agree. Yes, they don't take kindly to troublemakers. This is kind of a more, if there's any danger in town, I would say that this would be the part of it.
No, you're not gonna get any trouble out of me. I'm all about the law and order.
Make a diplomacy roll.
The law and the light, even.
Oh, make a diplomacy roll +4.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
What did you roll?
Net 20.
What? All right. Cut to 15 minutes later. You have gotten him drunk. He's got his arm around your shoulder, and he's like, "Oh yeah, but they just sent me out here to spy on things and to keep an eye on things, but it gets so boring."
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh. Hey, so what are you doing? We should do something.
What do you want to do? Wanna go do some hammer tossing?
That sounds good. Let's go.
Okay.
And he goes with you out the front door. You and the Brotherhood spy are now walking in the late afternoon day up the river in the opposite direction you came. You are walking and you run into the frustrated brother who's been sent on a wild goose chase, and he stops you outside the worst possible place, the exits to the mine, where there is a mine guard inside who's looking at you with a raised eyebrow. The pissed off confused guard is there who stops you with a confused eyebrow, and the new brother guard says, "Hold! Where have you just come from?" To you, Iggy.
Me? I was working. I came here to have a couple drinks, and then I was just gonna go home and go to bed, but you brightened my afternoon, and now we're gonna go play some games.
Don't defeat me so easily, he says. What exactly work do you? And your friend says, No. We're gonna go toss some hammers. And he does this wink and a wink at his fellow brother, and the brother says, "All right, carry on." And he lets you walk by. The mining guard still watches you as you go by, and you head off further into town.
Yeah.
Nice. Poof! A big thing of red hair appears, and Tilbrin returns back into his form. And Zeril goes, "Oh my, you were not telling a tall tale. Tilbrin, it's good to see you." And Tilbrin gives his dad a hug, dropping the ruse.
Transpired.
Yeah, it's been a week. Woo!
We've been captured and thrown in the mines in the meantime.
Yeah. I cannot thank you, Sir Brenros. I knew you and you alone would be the only man who could make this happen.
I am glad I could fulfill what I had promised you, and my companions, they will have need of me still. I do appreciate all your efforts. And did you come across any information on the person I was looking for in the meantime?
Sadly, no. It's been just a day since we've seen you, and we've been spending our time setting up our new camp. I'll let you know if anything happens. Comes up.
I will leave you and your boy, and Brenros looking at the gate. I may have trouble getting into town again. I seem to have exhausted my graces with some of the guards, I believe. You wouldn't happen to know of a better way?
No, we have not even tried to get into the town.
Well, I will take my chances then. Hopefully my companions will be along. And Brenros straightens himself up, pats the boy on the head, leaving an indent in his fro, I imagine. And then goes to ponder a bit on how he's going to get into town.
Okay, and Iggy, you are walking around town, and you were able to run into some of your friends who are just scattered to the four winds. You run into Idrisyl and Jix. You guys see Iggy walking up with a strange friend with arm in arm, and you also see Iggy has a bit of a smile on his face as he has earned himself 1 hero point.
Yeah.
Nice job.
Idrisyl just sees a little golden 1 fall from the sky.
Yes. Bing!
And then you try to come up to me, but I kind of like try to shake you off a little.
Hey,
Yeah. Oh, hey, I've got like a little box of flowers in my hand. Hey, and I just kind of go around them and just keep going up the street.
All right.
Jix doesn't get it.
Give him a quick nod.
Jix comes right up to him.
Oh, hello, little Jix. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing great. It's good to see you. Where have you
Good to see you
been?
too. No, well, I saw you. I left work a little while ago, and I saw you then, and had a couple drinks. More than a couple. Made a new friend. We're gonna go play some games.
Play some games? I want to play some games.
Not you can't play these kinds of games.
You've got to be this tall to...
The secret agent of the Brotherhood that you're with, who's half off his ass, says, No, you can come. We're heading right over there. We're gonna do some hammer tossing. He points at the extremely...
hammer tossing.
Is that what the kids are calling it?
He's pointing at the extremely impressive holy building in the central plaza. Iggy's wincing.
We're gonna play inside the tower?
Yeah, we can do some practice in there. It'll be great.
Okay.
Jix kind of.
Yeah, he invited you. You want to come, Jix? I work with Jix down at the celery door.
Oh, yeah.
Jix whispers over to Iggy.
Iggy, I don't think hammer tossing means the same thing to you as it does to him.
You never know.
Let's make a roll. All right. He starts heading over and grabs you, Jix, with another arm around you and says, "Oh boy, are they not gonna like you, Jix?"
Oh boy, well, I'm not gonna like them either.
And he leads the two of you towards this big, huge, tall structure of gorgeous creation and architecture, bright lights, even in the middle of the afternoon, still shining off of it. And you head towards these grand doors that he approaches, and the doors, one half of the doors creaks open, and there is a brother just inside. He seems confused as the three of you come into the place, and the door closes behind you, and maybe like 200 feet away on the other side of the plaza is a stunned-looking Idrisyl with a potted plant, like looking through, confused. What the hell just happened? Idrisyl, Zanner, and Sildren, what would any of you three like to do?
I'll let them go. You guys go ahead.
Okay.
I've
got a hammer.
Just gonna go back to Edlin home, I think.
Find Brimrose at that gate.
Yeah, the guard had said he could come right back, but
I'm nowhere within ear or eye shot of them. I'm further down the street, I'm guessing.
I'm looking
by now.
You can catch up with Sildren and Zanner, yes.
Okay, yeah, I'll head back with the pot still in my hand, and I'll catch up with them.
I would have liked to have been looking for this lady's house.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So they see an elf with a pot in his hand, and then
what have you been up to now, Idrisyl?
Well, I went over to this flower shop. I thought that was the place. Apparently, we're looking for a house with some flowers around it. So I talked to the lady. She pointed me in the direction. I know exactly where Namarel is.
And you're going to take up some gardening while you're at it?
I thought it would be a nice cover to have a delivery for her in which to sort of break the ice. I'm no Zanner, but I've got this.
Smart.
Ah, you're thinking like a Zanner. Good job.
You get more and more adorable every day.
And he looks up into the sky hoping for a hero point to drop down.
There's nothing coming down. A bird poops in your eye. It's a raven.
I tell them exactly where Namarel is supposed to be, and we should head that direction.
All right. The three of you head in that direction, and you find her place without trouble. It is a large-looking estate. It's got a wall around it. Hanging from the wall are dozens of potted plants. They all look exactly like the one that Idrisyl is holding in his hand. There is a gate just a metal-barred gate. That has some flowers that are also wrapped around it. And you guys approach, and there's a little, oh my God, I'm scared to say this with Seth present in the game. There's a cord hanging from outside the gate that will most likely ring a bell somewhere within this compound.
Ring it twice.
Yep.
What do you want to do?
Idrisyl sees the stuff.
Ding, ding.
Yeah, looks at Sildren.
I wanted to trace it.
And I have told them, by the way, where Jix and Iggy went.
Okay, he doesn't tell you that until after you ring the bell. You ring the bell, he says, oh, by the way, they went inside the lion's den.
They did what?
I couldn't stop them. There was a guy there who was drunk. I didn't want to get in the way of Iggy's plan. And now they're inside the lion's den. Now they're inside the big temple.
Wow!
You see a guard is approaching. He is well dressed, not armored at all, but has a sword sheathed. And he walks up and... How do you guys look? You're not hurt. Sildren is perfectly healed. And Zanner's look, you guys all look pretty darn good. You're weaponized, but you do have some flowers. So he looks a little confused, but he's on the other side of this gate and says, good afternoon. How can I be of service?
Sorry to beg your pardon, good sir. I was told to give these to Namrael.
Oh,
We're Armored Flower Delivery of Tabernary.
I haven't heard of this.
It's a new
You
service.
haven't heard of the AFD?
I know, it sounds expensive, but yes, he opens up the gates and thank you, and for your troubles, and he reaches in and tosses you a full silver coin, Idrisyl.
I try to catch it in my mouth. My hands are full.
Okay, and he takes the flowers from you. Well, thank you so much, and he closes the gate.
I was wondering if we could. I was told that I should deliver those personally to Namrael.
That's quite unusual.
I understand
Well-
the circumstances, but if it could ease the tension, and I hand back the silver piece.
All right, I'll take that. And he opens the gate. He somehow has made a tip out of this somehow, and he hands you
He's just
back
squared
the
away.
flowers.
Thank you, my good man. And,
Right this way.
Of course, as the armor delivery service, I will need my friends with me. And I head in.
Make a deception roll.
Okay. 23?
Of
Whoa!
course, yes.
Boys?
And he closes the gate behind you, and the four of you walk down this path. You can hear a fountain off in the background. There's beautiful little trees in this garden you walk past, and you walk towards this two-story, it's kind of squat, but a two-story pretty manor that has flower boxes outside every window. And he opens up this door with the glass inset on the inside and comes into the foyer. There is a butler there who comes in, and the butler says, hello, how can we be? These are from, of course, the Armored Flowery Delivery Service. They're here to deliver flowers armoredly. The butler looks confused. You can just drop them here. We'll put them where they need to go.
I'm looking for Namrael, actually.
They have strict orders to only deliver to her, the mistress. And the butler says, of course, right this way. And the guard nods and hands you off to the butler. And the butler takes you through this nice place out into the backyard. In the backyard, you see there is a table that's set up with a bunch of flowers. There's a bunch of food. And there are about 4 or 5 wealthy looking people that are having a nice late little luncheon there. There is a violin player who's just now starting to play some music, and the violin player is sitting on a big fountain that has water gushing out of a lady who is it's a statue of a lady with a book, and water is coming out of the book and splashing down into this pond. The people are all kind of lounging back in the expensive looking padded chairs, and there's some laughter of and the group turns around, and at the entrance of 3 armed mercenary types bearing flowers. And there is a nicely dressed lady who kind of sits up with a weird look on her face. And she says, it takes 3 of you to deliver those flowers?
Idrisyl sees the nice looking woman and kind of eyes her as the leader of the group, the main feature character, the main player. And he just looks at her and says, flowers of this type should be delivered personally to a woman of such stature.
Oh, well, that's very nice. I normally don't take deliveries from the shop personally. What's so special about this delivery?
These flowers come with a message.
Oh, do tell. You have my interest.
This message is from someone we know that you may have heard of.
Idrisyl, you notice that your friends Zanner and Sildren are shrinking as tight as they can and stepping back behind you to be as limitedly visible as possible, as the two of them have identified one of the guests as Anchiel, the most wealthiest man in the town of Tavernry, whose birthday party you crashed some 4 months ago. Carry on, Idrisyl.
I'm guessing I see and kind of feel this, and as I'm talking and explaining, I look around and I see him, and I try to keep face and not react too much. But I lean in closer, almost like through the flower. These are from Vanali, Captain Vanali.
Oh, well, that was nice of her. I don't understand the secrecy, but it is certainly nice of her. Well,
you have trouble catching a hint, lady.
You didn't hear the Captain Vanali. I was just like moving closer. And as I hand her the flower, I kind of grip the hand that she receives it with and let her know that we need to continue speaking in private.
All right, she is able to pick up on that. She says, why don't you come with me? Everyone, this is a old friend of mine with some quick business. I won't tarry long. And she motions you over to the other side of this back area. She doesn't want to leave her little luncheon, but she takes you by the fountain where there's a lot more noise from the music that's being played and from all the splashing water. And she pulls you and you alone, Idrisyl. And as she pulls you off, that exposes the people. She pulls you aside. That removes the cover, and Anchiel looks up and says, hello, hey, don't I know you? And he points at Sildren in particular.
I don't think so.
Come here, let me get a good look at you. I swear I've seen you before.
Probably not.
Closer!
Nope.
And back with Idrisyl, you sit down with Namarel. And she says, this is such a lovely song and such a lovely day. I do so hope you don't spoil it with bad news.
Well, if you care about this city and you care about its people, you'll listen to what we have to say.
Ooh, do say.
We came back to this city under the impression that we had left it better than when we left. And it turns out that some zealots have come into the city, and they started off with good intention, it seems, perhaps not, but now they've taken it too far. They arrest people for sins, such as it were, of bribery and of drinking simple ales. We feel that there are those in the city who could, like Vanali, like yourself perhaps, who could bring it back to a just city and a fair city for everyone.
Are you one of those wolves they talk about?
We are better than
adjacent.
Something like a coyote, kind of a dingo, maybe.
Xander's little gnome ears are working. Someone needs to say defenders of the realm.
Our alignment is close to the wolves. However, they deal in strictly chaos. We seek to leave it in better hands, such as yours, such as Vanali's, such as the old mayor. But we've yet to find as many friends who can help us. These brothers are very powerful.
Oh, our old mayor, he was a fool and an idiot.
Perhaps you have someone better in mind who could lead the people?
You're proposing ousting the Brotherhood from town?
That, or you can all deal with the changes as they are. It doesn't seem like people are very happy, except for the few that you have here at your party.
I must ask, and again, you certainly have my interest. who exactly are you that you think you can oust the Brotherhood from Tavernry?
It just like looks across the courtyard to Zanner and is giving him like, now's the time to say it line. And he leans in again. He's just, we are the defenders of the realm.
Defenders of the realm. That doesn't ring a bell. I've heard of the defenders of Edlin Home, some small little backwater.
It doesn't sound as good when I say it, but that's still the point.
Not far from here. Are you the same?
The very same. We rescued those in Bottom Hill, stopped a bunch of slavery. We freed people from all over the realm.
Never heard of those deeds. Have you done anything I might know?
Go back earlier in the season and you can just re-listen, and it's great.
Episodes 10 through 15. I haven't heard. Have you done anything I might know?
Well, that little one over there is probably the best known of us all. His name is Zanner, the sorcerer. With me at his side is Sildren. And of course I have the dwarf Iggy, the little goblin Jix, and Sir Brenros Aldermain. Together we form the mighty Voltron. And
Ahead! But still, these are just names. What have you done? Why should I even be talking? This is dangerous talk. All I know is the name Defenders of Edlin Home, who've helped with some sort of squabble in their town. I don't know you.
It reaches far beyond Edlin Home at this point. We seek to defend anyone who needs us.
Mention the Low House.
A voice from the heavens calls. We've stopped many things outside of Tavernry. We've also done some things within Tavernry before the Brotherhood arrives.
Like what?
We stopped the business at the Low House, the slavery there. We met with what's his name, Meyer. I don't know if you know him, the great sorcerer.
Don't know the name.
We've done many things. Trust me, and I got my resume, and I just
where are your notes?
And what exactly are you looking for me? Back at Sildren and Zanner. Sildren, you have been drawn into a smiling black hole that is Anchiel, who's like, come here, sit. And he has you sit down in Namarel's chair and says, tell me what you do. I'm so intrigued. Do I know your cousin?
I'm a I am a guard of sorts. I mostly do guard work.
Is that where I know you from?
It must
Have you done any guarding from people I know?
We're the armored flower delivery.
Have you gotten any flower deliveries? Because that's where you might know me from.
Zanner, you're not there. You can be there if you want. Zanner, right now you are socially ungrappled. You are free to move about the luncheon.
He just sees me trying to explain this, but I'm getting nowhere as hard as I try.
Sweating in the corner. Why is he not talking?
Still holding the flower pot.
Zanner will do exactly that. He will not mingle. He will opposite of mingle and just kind of like meander. Giant hammer in hand. Just meandering.
All right. Xander's just wandering around, and Anchiel says, you've done a guard for someone I know. I'm pretty sure of it.
I've done a lot of guard work, so I'm sure I've probably crossed your path at some point in time, but you don't really stand out to me, so.
Make a deception roll, +2, please.
Sure, this should be great.
Oh, that's pretty good.
18.
18. He says, oh boy, I have to know more about this armored flower delivery. This seems extravagantly ridiculous, I must say.
What are your hours?
There's been a lot of trouble lately with flower deliveries. It's
skipping that conversation. We're going to
very risky business.
Back to Idrisyl, and Namarel says, Look, I'm flattered by your efforts to come here, and I certainly have respect for my friend Vanali, but I don't know you, and I certainly have no interest in getting involved in some sort of nefarious plot with some defender who has. What did you say you did? You helped out some slavers? I just don't know you.
In many parts of the country, we have stopped slavery. We've stopped bandits, crooks, thieves, wolves, and guards alike. Anyone who disrespects the innocent and takes advantage of those who can't take for themselves.
And what is your plan?
Right now, our plan was to find you. Someone who could help us gather a plan and set this right. We don't want to do this ill-suited. We want to do this the right way and make it long-lasting, so that we can leave this town and not be afraid that when we come back, it's worse than we left it.
I can tell you that I have no love for the Brotherhood. I wouldn't say that they're evil, but their oppressive nature is making my lifestyle a little bit on the miserable side. It's hard to leave my home and have an entertaining time throughout the town when the likes of them are clamping down on everything.
The first time we came to Tabernary, there were festivals, it seemed, on a weekly basis, if not every few weeks, it seemed. But now the streets are dead and they're being watched night and day.
I left Mirskan to get away from controlling folks like this, and I'm quite upset that now people like this have come to my new home. And look, I think you are, to be honest, you are in far, far over your head. The Brotherhood cannot be fought. They can't be battled like slavers. And even if you did fight them and somehow take them down, the Navaran Senate would send in soldiers to take over the town, and everyone would be right back in the same position that we are in now.
So you won't fight them. You can't reason with them. You sit here and hide in the open and do nothing?
Let's not be insulting. I enjoy the time, and
I mean no offense. I mean no offense. I simply mean to say that what hope is there for the common man if there's little hope for you?
I honestly don't put much thought into the common man. I think you have me misjudged, sir. I care about fantastic luncheons, but at places other than my same backyard, week after week after week. If you truly have any hope of getting rid of this Brotherhood, I have some thoughts, but...
Well, Vanali told us that you could point us in the right direction, and if you're not the woman of honor that she claims, I guess I'll just go back and tell her.
You say you are not insulting me, but yet your tone says otherwise.
I only call it as I see it. I don't feign impression for anyone.
Well, I was going to pass along some information, but now it will cost you. You do something for me, and I will pass on what I think might be a path for harassing this Brotherhood. That is the deal now. We are now business people. How does that sound?
First I'm a delivery boy, now I'm a messenger.
Zanner trips and clatters over the complete lack of diplomacy. No!
That's about as diplomatic as a +1 will get me, I think. Idrisyl kind of just is continuing a competition of leaning in to get closer and closer, and just says, well, I have a previous engagement at 7:30, but other than that, I'm all yours.
All right, you do something for me, and I'll provide you with some information that may or most likely will end up you getting killed. But you seem to really want
I've already done that today. Don't worry about it.
I'm at wounded too, I'll have you know.
You didn't see me limping here?
Do you happen to know what Zexen wine is? It's quite tasty, but a little on the not so legal list these days in Tavernry.
You said Zexen wine?
Yes.
I can't say that I've tried it, but I'm sure I could find it somewhere for you.
I certainly imagine that you cannot. Although if you could, that would certainly buy you what I know. I actually had an order for some Zexen wine, 2 bottles to be specific, but some other buyer came in and swooped them in and bought them out from under me. And I don't know who it was. I only know where it was delivered. And I know everyone worth knowing in town. As a matter of fact, everyone worth knowing in town is sitting right behind you with your friend. So this is a bit of a mystery, and it certainly, again, has my interest.
Are you telling me that I could just as easily talk to that person over there and get the information?
Oh.
You certainly have no idea how this is done. We are done here, sir. Good day.
And I just look at Sildren talking to Anchio over in the distance.
All right. Sildren, you are wrapping up your conversation there, unless you have further exciting things to talk about with the armored enterprise.
So, and then we were on this one flower delivery. And let me tell you what.
You see Idrisyl is getting up and leaving his conversation. Looks like he is done.
Okay. Well, anyways, it was fantastic chatting with you. Have a great day.
All right, farewell. And he looks at you, but doesn't seem to have much recognition. Zanner, what are you doing?
Wandering up and around, seeing Sildren out of the corner. I will, giant hammer in hand, will walk up behind him and turn to the room as though I had to address them to say goodbye. We were the armored flower defense. It was a pleasure. And just like about face and out.
You walk out. She joins the rest of her party and just says, that was the strangest flower delivery I've ever had. The 3 of you walk out her place, walk through the garden, walk out the gates. And what's your plan as you're leaving?
What did you find out?
Yeah. I'm excited.
Well, she is looking for a bribe, it seems. She's looking for a deal.
What'd you make? What are we going to give her?
She wants us to find some Zexen wine.
Zexen wine?
From a merchant. Someone who bought the last 2 bottles. And then she'll tell us what we need to know, apparently.
Can Zanner make a roll about Zexen wine?
Oh, you do know alcohol lore. Ooh.
I sure do.
Make an alcohol lore roll. You will get some information, guaranteed. The better the roll, more information you will get.
How's a 28?
Holy cow!
You know right where a bottle happens to be.
Zanner, you know Zexen wine is from the nation of Zexa. This is a nation to the southeast of the continent. It is a nasty place that was taken over by a wizard about 20 years ago by the name of Zexa, who dominated the land, named the country after him. It is a terrible place. However, they make really good wine there still. And it's like Cuban cigars that kind of get out of an ostracized place. You, excuse me, not only know that, you know that there is only one place in Tavernry that would possibly have it. You know the name of the shop and exactly where that shop is located. And it's also very expensive, very expensive.
Very expensive. I know Zexen wine. It's from the really evil wizard. It has a very, very distinct odor, a very distinct color, and it can only be kept in one very particular type of place. There's an alcohol shop right around the corner over there that would be the only place in Tavern that would possibly hold it, because nothing else could possibly keep that place. Ooh. It is costly, though. Man, does it cost a lot of money. How much money did she give me to buy
it? 0?
Come on!
I mean, she said someone already bought it, so I thought, I've got an arrow, got a sword, Seldrin's got a nice, crow.
So where is this one?
Follow me! It's gotta be this way!
All right. You guys head over to this alcohol shop that's a little high-end stuff. Boy, there's a freakishly large amount of high-end stores in the town of Taberry that we've run into. There really shouldn't be any, and I think we've had 2 or 3. Unsustainable market. You head to this place, and you open up the door, and you step into an array of wines and liquors. The door is actually locked, and the guy, I don't know, Zanner, you give him some secret alcohol sign, and he knows that you're a sommelier type character.
You just show him your Bevmo card.
Yeah. He opens the door and lets you into this magical place, while on the other side of town there is a magical place of this temple with crazy white lights, and inside is Jix, Iggy, and their new friend who's half drunk. And as you guys go into this magical place, the big doors close behind you. 2 different crazy, interesting locations, and we will stop there for tonight. We will see what happens next. Thanks everyone for tuning in and joining in. Don't forget to check us out every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Pacific on twitch.tv. And you can also check out the videos on our YouTube page, and we will see you next time.
Thank you.
Wash your hands.